Flat Firms, welcome back to Flat Earth British Think Tank. It's been off for 4 months, apparently, or 3 months or so, on a bogus strike. Good to be back, though. So we're kicking it off, because it's a fantastic channel. Comms are in order. It is a fantastic channel, and this is our think tanking operational hub, okay? We'll have some fun along the way. I've got loads to show you, so do share this out, because a lot of the gang do not know we are here. I was going to go live on the Matt Meeker channel, because this is a juicy vlog, but I thought, no, maybe we should just have more of a select little crowd for this important usage, is what I was thinking. So I just go with it, go with whatever the spirit instructs, because the spirit is never wrong. Good to see you. No, I'm going to give you all a shout. It's going to be an interesting little vlog tonight. We're going to be blowing Chunkman's Brian, but we're going to have a think about the nature of reality. In fact, I'm going to give you some keys in how to break it. Break the matrix, break the paradigm, the impossible, nightmarish, ridiculous paradigm. Excuse me, my incoming call here. I have to decline because I just started a live feed. Dave, could you really not ring me when I just kicked off the show? That would be very helpful. And my volume sounds absolutely fantastic, so I can't see what the issue is. Maybe you could type it in chat and say ringing me, putting me right the fuck off. Sound. Slow my sound. Is my sound okay, guys? Please, could you tell me if my sound is okay? Sounds all right on my laptop, see? I'm just saying. Bit off, is this, Steve-O? Bit off. Oh, bollocks. I wonder what that's all about then. Just a sec. Please be patient with me, and I will be with you all.
1 2 1 2 1 2. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Yes, Echo Wheat Bit Tinny. Okay, just wait there a second, please. I'm going to mute my microphone and come back now. Two secs. 1 2 3 4 5. Is it still bollocks? The Echo cancellation is on and everything, so I just do not know. Anyway, I can't do nothing about it. Yes, better. Okay. Schönen Dank. Let's get on with the show. Because it just totally took my fucking Brian away there. Anyway. Triple flat thumbs to infinity thrice. Forever and ever, which is a mighty long time, guys. Okay, we're not going to have a... What's that? I thought it's Libby. I thought it said Jibby then. I was going to say. We're going to have a happy hat competition, okay? What you will win is sweet fuck all, but it'd be fun to take part in on a midweek show. Now, outside in Wales land, behind Hank, who's usually got his penis out, is a really, really stormy Wales, okay? We had a storm last night, which was mad. I seen red lightning. Glasses have gone weird as well. So, sounds okay now. No, it must have been just the plug. Hi, Lindsay. Good to see you, sweetness. So excited, says Chunkman. Ooh, that sound. Anyway, we sorted it all out. So I guess if they watch this in the future, they just dodge the first minute or two. It's no greaty. Thank you, Steve-O. Sergey Litka, FEB. Retro. Frankie. Haley made it. Oh, I'm in happy tears that you are here. Wow, you were like, when are you gonna do this next part of your vloggage? So I thought, well, I may as well do next part of the vloggage. So, without having to detract my Brian too much from the proceedings, let me get my shit together. Now, I've got a feeling deep inside. Okay. Now, I can only say there's a feeling that I've never experienced because I haven't really been through Armageddon in this lifetime before. So, obviously, they're gone a bit nutty again. We don't have to spell it out too much. I want from now on, okay, I tell you what, we do not regard Boris, the evil one, as Boris anymore. We're calling him BJ from now on, Big BJ. Okay, so Big BJ just said he's going to give all of Britain, for being good little Borg, a Christmas tree. So a satanic gift. That's nice. And he can shove that up his ass, is what Boris can do. Big N first. He's a knob. So anyway, they are ramping it up, threatening everybody, and they're saying that, you know, the usual. So they're not going to go away with all of this, but we have the keys to break it. To break it. Now, what you do is, I guess deny is not the word I'm looking for, but that works. Recognizing it. So I'm going to tell you how I do it, okay? How I beat the Matrix and how we do what we do on the Greater Flat Earth British think tank, and it is the Great Flat Earth British think tank, which will become more apparent to everybody else in the future. Now, predictions first. Predictions. Now, to be a prophet is to predict the next scene of said play that we are all in, the weird movie. So we predict that the Queen will probably gone already, but she will die tonight. And I can see her doing the Queen's speech after all of this clusterfuck. Can you? Everyone will be throwing eggs at their television. So they probably have the next one in. Probably skip Charles, go straight to William to do the Christmas speech. Now, what they will do is they will concentrate on that. They will make her out like some sort of messiah. She saved us all. She promoted this. They will push it like no tomorrow, and they will try and infuse the monarchy all over again. Totally whitewashing and covering up all of the unbelievable fuckery that they've been up to. Now, we know what they've been up to. Buckingham Palace is all boarded up. Bring back in your minds to like a few years ago when there's children like in the window. You know, this place is a fucking like nightmare center. That's why it's all boarded up. And what's going on? Everybody knows. You know, what was it the Joker said? Oh, it's not it's become obvious. It's become too obvious to us all now. Okay, the lies are just too obvious. You'd have to be really, really, really stupid at this point not to get it. You know, moronic. You know, or media control is the other algorithm, the other anagram of this said scariant. So it's not going to go away, like I told you. So the keys are now realizing what you're in or where we are. So I'm going to show you some ideas that I found ancient Greek photographs of ancient Greek books, actually, from an old encyclopedia, which show you, and I could not agree more with this model of what they say that we're in. Now, I think we're in some sort of fish tank. Now, you imagine fish in a tank, and they're looking out at the world outside, and they see big smiley faces. Well, they don't even know. They have no idea or concept of what that shit is outside of their fish tank. It's much the same for us. You know, we could be the size of pond life, all we know, guys, and there could be big fuckers outside, but could be an arc, and we could be very much upside down as well. Okay, we could be very much upside down. But I will show you, and I could not agree more, that we're in some sort of what looks like exactly like a fish tank. Now, to approach this mode of thinking, once you click it, it is quite fantastic. It's quite fantastic. It lightens you of all of the bullshit of reality. It really, really does. It's the most liberating thing you can imagine, and it's this. Now, I don't meditate per se. I don't. I have another thing which I've been practicing for years, which is the mastering the ability of observation. I'm an observer. I'm a consciousness observer. Okay. I consciously observe anything, just if it's a space on the wall, and just stare at it, but without thought. You find it's easier. I find it easier to do the power of observation to clear thoughts than I do meditation, because as soon as I try to meditate, I am literally just a flood of bullshit into my head, thoughts, because it's like the Matrix knows I'm trying to clear them. But the power of observation. Now, the key. The observer without thought is you. And you do not exist in the material realm. You are without sight, without sound, static, and probably immortal. Probably immortal. That is the real you. St. Francis was his main ethos in life was to seek the one who sees the you, the I. Okay. Now, we're going to use the context of jellyfish. Now, jellyfish are not fish. They're something very unusual to try and explain this idea. Now, we may even be jellyfish of a sort. Now, think of this in a simulation idea and that, okay, this. So we're existing somewhere else. Who knows where? In a pod, being a power source for a future simulation. But we're not here, exactly. We've been tricked into the illusion of this paradigm, which is utterly and complete fake. All of it. This is not who we are. This is not where we're from. And this is not what we're supposed to be doing here, what they say we're supposed to be doing here, which is a bitch for the tax man and them till death. Okay? Which is also a bit of a con as well, isn't it? If you are immortal. So you are a fish because you're in water. Okay? No, you don't feel like you're in water because you have no frame of reference for that, do you? But you are in water. There's water below. You're in a thinner viscosity water solution that you're in now and breathing. You were born in your mother's womb, which is in water. You breathe in water, then you come out into a lesser water, gagging a bit, but eventually you get it and start to breathe. And then eventually, what they say is ashes to ashes, funk to funky. Okay. Which is not how it should be at all. So they're even conning us on that bit there. So if you imagine you are not moving and the whole world is in movement around you, the paradigm, the fake, that doesn't even give up when you're asleep. The construct, okay, the paradigm is still active. There are ways to sneak through it and see who you really are. The power of observation is one of those, because the person that you are is the person that sees. The chatter and all of the other bullshit that comes in, which is misinformation from other people who are very fucking confused about all of it and working off of a fake paradigm, is bullshit. And we never ever get to where we should be going, which is what they want. Now, me even thinking like this is the power we need. If millions of people think everything that they don't want you to think, like new ideas for what exactly consciousness is, for example, then the whole thing just breaks and disintegrates. But I just want to say at this point, this is how I feel today. Might not feel the same tomorrow, it's moods. But I think I'm actually pro-vax. I really do. I think they should all have it, is what I think. I really fucking do. At this stage of the game. So should it be? So what they're doing with that, eventually, is I think the last reset, the meltdowns, the circuit board city meltdowns that we've witnessed, that have happened in the past. So they've happened before. This has happened before. And I think probably the end game is some sort of, assimilation in some Borg collective where they want to turn us into cyborgs. I know they can't have well, they have implants in Japan and stuff. People have got cybernetic organs, stuff in them already. But the stuff like Elon Musk is talking about today, the fucking nutter, and about this virtual life that you can now have with feeling and with all of it. And you apparently can't tell it apart. They're offering a surrogate life like the film Surrogates. Now, that will be on offer, and they will use maybe climate change agenda and green and con everyone into who's already graphened up and magnetic and susceptible to any of this technologies by then, especially when they've had the entire course of this technology. And then they will automate them. So when you got to work all day, just like in Metropolis or marching, like they already are, but in a more uniformic order, marching, they don't go home anymore and have tea and sit around the table with their families. Not like they're doing that anymore. They will be just switched off till the morning when they switch back on again. And that would be the hell reality of the future. Probably worse than that as well. We're going to go there. This technology, they just stripped out to us. Can you imagine what they've really got? At this stage of the game, I ponder whether or not, I'm not a great believer in the quantum realm. I've studied it long enough. But, AI and, D-Wave and quantum computers and the way that this world has gone completely weird and nothing looks like it did before. And I would, hazard a guess this is not the same realm as I was in a few years back. Every single thing is different. The perfection gave it away. I would say it's a bad copy simulation. Possibility that we've all been dead sometime. Now, the next scene I suggest talked about. So I'll give you some ideas now. We're going to look into the old jellyfish. Fascinating thing, and some things that might blow your brain concerning the jellyfish, and a few other things. What's Sonia saying about AI? Excuse me. Has been around for a really long time. So yeah, they're going to meld humanity with the AI eventually, aren't they? It's like they're reading your minds. Have you noticed, guys? Do you think about stuff and the algorithm's picking it up and like sort of offering you stuff on your Facebook feed, like advertising stuff? Oh, you were thinking about this, wanted one of these earlier. Advert. So I said, what the fuck's reading our minds, guys? Have you not noticed? It's bigger than that, guys. Brown Clown Eyes. I wonder if anyone can remember that BJ's speech maybe 4 years ago before all of this, when he was in Parliament and he told us about the insanity of the technological revolution and where in fact it's taking us, and we should avoid this nightmare at all costs. Now he's their number one player. What they got on him, I wonder, to make him do such dastardly deeds. Yippee shake! My mum today said she had flu jab and booster number 3. I gave up. Don't worry about it, Yippee. Love, there's nothing we can do. Okay. This, in my mind, I keep saying it. It's like, the most important time ever in history. We're at the crossroads of humanity, the make it or break it. Forever in some eternal slavedom. Worst type of slavery imaginable, automated, switched on, switched off. No aspect of freedom that we ever knew will ever exist again. And we didn't even have it good before. That's not going to be happening at all. So, have faith. Have faith. Zamoxy's in the house. The ever-moving of lamestream narrative. That's all it is lamestream narrative. Everybody else, it's like I've had it with the Globers for like literally 7 years now, and all they ever do is repeat one another. I've never heard anything new, anything fresh, and it's what they all read all the books that I read when I was fucking 14. I know. Fuck off already. Makes no sense. It's all stupid. Red Dwarf, Better Than Life. Classic, Livy. Classic. Love Red Dwarf even now. Ooh, Regina. And don't stand, man. Frank, yeah. Agree with Sergey. Yes, he's a man of many wisdoms. And Mo J. King. I'm standing my ground, no vax. Yeah, same here. Same here. Pumping that fucking evil shit into me. I've been talking about it for years anyway. Now, so yeah, I've got like a bit of a show like lined up for the weekend. I've not done all of it, and expected on a show in the morning at 9 o'clock. I will get up and see if that happens, and that will be recorded with Campbell. I think I've got a visit tomorrow as well, maybe from Britain's Hidden Histories Ross, because he wants to take a look at my massive book collection of awesome history stuff. So that'll be fantastic. Come and meet me and my kid Lawrence. So that'll be epic. Hopefully I'll go live on Instagram. I went live on Instagram earlier. I do all the time. Awake, not woke. It's a problem, isn't it? But don't worry, because nothing is happening without reason. Is what my thinking. You worry too much. I worry too much. Okay. I have these doubts and I've stuff, and I think, nah, man, that's them again telling me, this is like we're all fucked. And I don't think we are. I really don't think we are. I think we should just bide our time, wait, and just get through this. I don't think it's going to be any reset as such, like a giant tsunami coming through or anything just yet. And I don't think they'll be activating the earthquake machine anytime just yet, because I don't think that's the agenda at all. They're going to get rid of massive amounts of people, and the new generation are going to be their little bitches forever. It's a nightmare, really. So yeah, unfortunately, like I don't know how many percent I've had it, and then we're being like sort of frowned upon now. A little, I guess, speech from one of their political wankers said that people who are not having it are inconsiderate, selfish, and killers. What? They all got it and we haven't. That makes no fucking sense. That sounds as nutty as an Irish bounty. Yeah, that's just weird. It's just, do you know what? If I showed you all of the evidence of nurses that have contacted me and people about this over the 2 years, you wouldn't even fucking believe it. Nurses have told me their wings have been closed down in their hospital. Other fuckery going on. I got it all. This is beyond a shadow of a fucking doubt. And everyone, well, they just insulted everyone by calling him moronic. Anyway, on with the juice. Let's have a think about the nature of reality. Now, imagine this. Okay? That you're not here, you're somewhere else, with the attributations of a jellyfish that you can't see. Okay? You haven't got a Brian as such. You can't shit. You can't do anything because you're just there, not moving, immobile, and you've been given an illusion, a dream within a dream of this being the reality, but it's not the reality. The reality, okay, could be everything that we wanted. The golden era, all our fantasticness and more. Because we got this. People just should just keep the faith of how much we have got this. Why do you think that is all gone to shit? Why do you think it's a clusterfuck? Why do you think they're literally like rats from a sinking ship, like this, treading water? They all look like buffoons, guys. They all look really foolish, make no sense, and are completely stupid to any intelligent person. Am I wrong? So, imagine that you are this jellyfish, if you like, okay, and you are observer, consciousness sharing this conscious observation, okay. It is shared by all of us because we are all one. We are all one source. We go back to the same source. We come from the same source. Brothers, sisters, no matter where you are from, we are all one. Fortunately, in this oneness that we have, there's big blobs of poison that have been plopped in it. Okay. That needs to be sorted out. Okay. Needs to be leached out of the beautiful, clean water that we dwell in. If that makes sense. Right. On with the juice. This is not going to be all is atom, says Emoji King. And Karen Dirt is here in the house as well. Are you lovely, Karen? Hope you and Rob are doing fantasticus. Woody is here. Not sure I'm a jellyfish. No, well, we'll use jelly brain, maybe. You're clever. So that was part of what I was trying to say. Now, there's water above, there's water below. I will show you some ancient Greek depictions of what this place is right now. And it will show you pretty accurately, I think, to my Brian, what this place is, except for the electromagnetic model. In some images right now. But the way we make the material world from where we so reside in the illusion that it's been hijacked and we can get back, okay, is in between water and, say, atmosphere, there's a membrane, an atmosphere, separate, if you like, a skin, a membrane, okay? And we think that that is the interaction where forth matter comes from. It's caused through sound, resonance, and vibration, brings matter into fruition, okay? Which is an interesting word, fruition. Now, thank you for that, Woody. That was helpful. So yeah, so the membrane is a clue. Now let's have a think about some stuff, and let me get into usage because time is getting on. So these are from, as you will see now, a dawn of modern geography. Okay, the mountain in the north, reproduction by permission of author. Clarendian Press by Bezils. And as you can see, there's Greek written on there, but okay, not exactly the idea that you get from Paradise Lost or my first book, The Holy Grail of our Flat Earth, as it being an upside down pyramid, but it is Mount Meru, guys. It is Meru in the Greek. And it's an unusual looking mount. And also, this. Is it the moon? Is it the sun? So mountain in the north. So they have Mount Meru in the ancient Greek thinking, and the map of the world and paradise. So the Mappa Mundi and all these old maps talk about paradise, and sometimes it's up north. Maybe paradise is a real physical location where it's absolutely fantastic, like that island on Skull Island, like on on the King Kong film, Skull Island, like that, but without the animals. Do you notice they got the 4 angels? 1, 2, 3, 4. So they know that. So that's the map of the world and paradise. And this one is the world and pillars of heaven. I like this one. God's footstool. So it corroborates the Holy Bible, the Chaldean, I guess the Phoenician, Egyptian, Mesoamerica, Hindu. Every aspect of Asian culture tells us the same. So the world and the pillars of heaven. Interesting, these wave bits curled up, I find, at the end. And one illuminary, just one. Don't see two. The firmament. Interesting how they put waves in, isn't it? So held out, we suggest, okay, held in place by an acoustic resonance, possibly emanated from the magnetics of Mount Meru itself, possibly audible to us slightly, possibly not. And you can keep water in stasis using vibration sound, and this is very possibly the case. It's an acoustic holding it in place, or it could be down to thicknesses of water. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers there. It's supposed to be a few more, but they show you it as water. The water's above and the water's below in the firmament. And the 2 stories of the universe, like this ship, has another story above us. And we hear this a lot in loads of other Asian culture narratives. Few rooms, and this could be the middle room to this fish tank. which is the universe in a fish tank. Mount Meru in the middle. The continents all going around. This one's a square map, though. The square and stationary Earth. Again, only one luminary. I'm wondering if this is just the sun and the moon isn't even around in the Greek times when they did this. And I guess in the outside influence, whatever they are in this experiment. So the universe is in like a chest or a box, and it looks exactly like a fish tank. And the water's above the firmament. Water's above and the water's below. And if this place is all water, makes perfect sense. So they've changed their narrative on where the water comes from now, apparently, NASA. Apparently it's not endless amounts of meteors anymore. Just other insanity. I can't even be bothered. It's too stupid for my brain. So yeah, there's ancient Greek depictions, and I think that's pretty accurate. I think we're in some sort of room, vessel, in water, upside down. So to use the analogy of jellyfish. So jellyfish are not fish. They're made of a glutinous material, okay, which we'll look at now in a minute. And there's some species which will blow your mind. There are many, many different types. They use bioluminescence, sonoluminescence. In the depths, they use fantastic colors to communicate. Excuse me, that's people who this is. To communicate with one another. In a way that they use sound waves or clicks or vibrations. They haven't got a brain as such. And what their purpose is, who even knows? Who even knows? But what you find with some jellyfish who are blind, aimlessly, seemingly having no point in existence, okay? Yet, excuse me, let me just change the speed on this. And what you find, there's just the most incredible variety. And their propulsion system's rather fantastic as well. They're not a fish at all. So they aren't actually fish. This is a National Geo thing. I'm using this for content to talk about. I've sped it up. That's a fish, and that is not. So yeah, you can see all of their insides. They're completely hollow. It's just the weirdest thing. And they're made of mesoglia. They're made of mesoglia, this unusual substance, which is not unlike aerogel. You notice how everything in the world around you is made by elements of earth, like the wooden doors or the china cups. Everything, the plastic is oil. Every single thing in your room is made by elements of this earth. Obviously, because nothing would be extraterrestrial. But these things are made out of mesoglia, which is like aerogel, which is something else and completely trippy. So, but not only that, okay, they're called sea jellies. Their names being sort of there, right? This is quite an important thing. I wasn't aware of any creature on Earth being able to be immortal, but there is an immortal jellyfish. I shit if you not, an immortal jellyfish. Okay. So they asexual reproduction, they're self-cloning, immortal jellyfish. I shit you not, guys, they live forever. And it's called transdifferentianism. And I find that fascinating to think that something actually can live forever. And there it is. The only animal in the world that is known to be able to reverse its life cycle. Box jellyfish, the most venomous. Some of these have got like 10-foot long, and 150 million people are stung by jellyfish each year. Causes paralysis, cardiac arrest, death, apparently. So some of them require to be highly poisonous. Interestingly, they have a bell. This is the mechanism they use to communicate. They have a digestive cavity, but it's a really simple one. It's an in and out. And the tentacles can be some of the most highliest venomous on Earth. They just look like that when they're on a beach. Nothing like the beauty that they are exhibited in the sea. Just like aerogel or a load of bloop or the blob looks crap, but you step on it and you're going to be in trouble. You could even die. So yeah, I was in the Bosphorus once, basically anchored in the Bosphorus, just outside Istanbul, waiting to go in. And the engine stopped because these little mites sucked up into basically the water cooling, and I had to open a valve, and about 10 million of these all poured out on the floor. I had to shove them up and put in a bucket. The most unusual thing ever is to be shoveling up loads and loads of squids, I must admit. So yeah. So there's actually a species that is immortal. I find fascinating. Okay, so yeah, if you think of your, just use it as an analogy of the way that we can perceive our consciousness. Okay, that we are just like the jellyfish in a sea, only we're not moving, we are static, and the world that moves around us, you can feel it. And the paradigm that we've been shown this trick is completely and utterly fake. There is so much more to reality. It's hard to even imagine, guys. So that's what we're thinking at the moment, and they're trying the resistance is futile thing Star Trek was programming us with, where they're going to try and cyborg and slave the entire human peoples in the future. So who's going to do that? These. They told about us all this in the Olympics. Highly sinister Olympics opening ceremony in 2012. 35 times you totally lost your shit watching the London 2012 opening ceremony. Okay, with Danny Boyle, apparently. So Underworld, yeah, I've got their back catalogue, and I Will Kiss is a track I don't know. But I'm not going to play it because I get copyrighted, but the lyrics are quite sinister. So what kind of weird shit did they do? When the ceremony began with a countdown featuring a different London landmark every second. Trafalgar's a weird one. What could that mean? Trafalgar. And number 2 is followed by the Isle of Wonder video, consisting of the insane journey down the Thames. So that was shown at the Olympics. It's a bit of drone footage and time rushing away. Now, if time's just a construct, it's not real. What exactly is it for? So the music in this sequence was by the Fuck Buttons. So Surf Solar, the Eton Boating song. Oh, fucking hell. Give it another slam, Sir Michael. The TV theme to the South Bank show. I quite like that tune, actually. Sex Pistols, God Save the Queen. Queen loves the Sex Pistols. Otherwise, she wouldn't let them be number 1 when she was getting 1977 Silver Jubilee. The Clash, London Calling. I'm afraid Joe Strummer was one of them as well. Hate to say it. Pink Floyd, Time. Lily Allen, she's one of them. Smile. Muse, cracking little band. Map of the Problematic. And Land of Hope and Glory. Madness of Hope. Okay. Plus the voice of Mind the Gap, man from the London Underground. Mind the Gap. And then it unexpectedly turns up with ding, 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 ding. I wonder if the Isle of Dogs is called the Isle of Dogs this one year, because not because it was overrun with dogs, because the dogs live there, like dog people. We'll have a little look at later. Okay. Now, when we swooped into the stadium, and I felt bad for the kids holding the balloons that said 666. They really do take the piss. And even these are pyramids, look, guys. Even these are pyramids. Holy motherfuckers. Number 5. But then the criticism was swept aside when we heard those words being announced from the stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Londinium. Okay. Opening ceremony. Check this out, guys. Check this out, right? Danny Boyle there, right? Yeah. They fucking love his manky ass for some reason. Is that not a flat earth map in the center of the stadium? Green, water all around, and some sort of like paradise or Mount Meru going on with the World Tree. I shit if you not. Huh? Check it out. Is that not flat earthy? You've got the ice wall around, guys. In your face. In your face. What the fuck is going on? Not only that, they had like Russell Brand, who might have done me. Like, I bet he fucking hates flatter days, Russell Brand. I bet he's kicking himself thinking, I wish I was good like Martin. Fuck off, you wanker. Yeah, big wank. Yeah, to Russell. Yeah, you just want to be careful around me if you're ever in public with me. So he done a video yesterday. He's like their number one little fucking bitch, right? Is what he is. But he done a video yesterday and he put the Great Reset on the cover and had 250,000 people. I thought, ka-ching. If anyone Googles that, now my book's going to come up. Mind that shitty one he showed, and Schwab. Definitely think that fucker's watching me. What about this then, right? Kenneth Branagh. Right. But then Isambard Kingdom Brunel, played by Kenneth Branagh, a great theatrical lovey, came on and just absolutely nailed it. Okay. Do not be afeard. The isle is full of noises, sounds of sweet airs, in your dreams, that giveth delight and not hurt. Right. Okay. Farmer, harmer. Okay. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears. And sometimes voices that, if then, had waken after long sleep. Oh, shit. Will make me sleep again, and then in dreaming the clouds methought would open, and shall riches ready to drop upon me when I waketh. I cried to dream again. That's what he said. Reset fucking lyrics. And this thing, this mud hill, right? It just basically all starts breaking up, and then there's a mud flood, and then the industrial bullshit revolution all bursts out of it, and you got a lot of top hatters. Okay, man with hat on. Manhattan. Soon followed by these guys ripping it all up, and they changed the set to, as I said, the Industrial Revolution. So they literally like did the mud flood on the screen. I ain't even joking. While these rich guys were dancing erotically. Oh, I guess that is. Okay. It gets worse, but they avoid it on this vlog where they go like hundreds of beds and some weird like demon thing. Led by Russell Brand again, who was the sweetie collector from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang playing I Am the Walrus that stood on top of a V2W camper like a right twat. Yeah. I tell you what, get away with that. How do you live with yourself? Where they get in the fight with the chimneys, which is another bullshit narrative. They're supporting the psyops and the bullshit. They're showing you exactly, they show you pandemic in this. And what's this with all of the cameras? All different cameras doing the Matrix. And why have the Beatles turn up? See? And they had, to infuse the globe narrative, they had Eric Idle, who's by the way dead now, because most of Monty Python now, they got rid of them all. Brian Jones, all of them. Jonesy as well. But he came on, Eric Idle, singing that stupid Galaxy. Oh, the sun is 93 million miles away. And he goes through all of the bullshit statistics of, orbital mechanics in a song. And then he got like 10,000 little skipping fucking kids behind him. Yeah, it's like, oh, and the suffragette. So they suffered, do they? The suffragette movement. That's another psyop. Emily Pankhurst set up photograph, copper grabbing her. And immigrants arriving here from all over the world. No. You arrived from somewhere else. We were here first. We were the Asian Britons. You came along and took it all away. Okay. And a pause for resemblance in the middle. All of them dying in World War I. Almost 1 million men. Okay. And then you end up a Chelsea pensioner. Oh, yes. Honor. Honored by the Queen. I shit the bed, but I'm honored by the Queen. It's fantastic. And then the rings start to come together. So that's a bit of voodoo. All of it is actually black magic. They're casting a spell for the future. And do you know what I find spooky, guys? The way that they're all brainwashed and carrying on with it. It's like with the opening of the Gothard Tunnel thing in CERN. They're all exactly the same. They're just dead-eyed. Where the fuck do these people come from? Anyone was a dancer in this unbelievable fuckery. Could you contact Flat Earth British and explain to me how they got you to do all this shit and what the fuck was going on, please? Because it messes my brain. And then they have this, and that's Illuminati coding as well, isn't it? How many sixes in there, I wonder? I don't know. But anyway, so James Bond's arrived with his psychedelic corgis. Okay, I don't know what's psychedelic about them unless they give them mushrooms before. And then literally, right, yeah, Daniel Craig, yeah, I've seen the new James Bond film actually, guys, and I'll give it a, oh, it was all right. The ending was shit, but they had an excellent Spectre in it, bigger good Spectre. Yeah, he meets the Queen, and she's like all mates with him, and she instructs him, and he's a fucking like got a license to kill apparent spy shit going down. There she is. Yeah, we were there then. Now, then we can't be the Queen. Then later, I can't tell you how. Oh my God, the actual Queen. So they say. So they say. So they say. Somebody swore those there. Hope you don't actually read that. Yeah, I do. I wanted to be offended. And then they parachute out of an helicopter. I mean, the Queen and James Bond. Like, there's something deeply wrong with this country, guys. Can you help me? I don't like it. The thing is, right, is the point I want to get to as well is they don't want anyone being independent and away from this nightmare, do they? Yeah, they don't even allow suicides. You know, Switzerland have now given out suicide packs. Oh, yes, you can get a cyanide machine legally at a drugstore in Switzerland as of this week, if you're not happy with the way things are going to go. So the score is in this realm for most people, because yours most of the land is you're standing on a land. You got to work your entire life and die and have a miserable existence to keep them in the endless supply of weird shit that they're into. Does that sound fair? And you are denied any independent, free life away from them. Even if you go off grid, they're going to be fucking hunting you to the ends of the earth. They do not like it. And then, look at this, 2012, holy hell, beds made out NHS. Yeah. Almond Street doctors and nurses. Do you remember them dancing nurse videos I showed, guys? They had wristwatches on. They had rings on and earrings on and makeup on. Do you really think you can wear that shit when you're working in a hospital? No, you can't. You can't. So they were all actors, and probably from crisis actors RS. And right, this must be one of Satan's favorites. Is she got a free barrel name as well? J.M. Barrie. J.K. Rowling, yeah, and J.M. Barrie, T.H. Lawrence, D.H. Lawrence, C.J. Lewis. Oh, there's just all of these free barrel names are like Illuminati, Tavistock Institute people. So I've never, ever seen a Harry Potter film, believe it or not. Deliberately avoided all that weird shit. I knew what it was. And then, so naturally, they have a giant Voldemort. Is that what that is? I don't know. Followed. So the giant evil demon thing. I don't know. And just to tell you everything that we already knew and found out about on Flat Earth British, they rub your face in it. And a witch turns up, a flying squadron, no less, of Mary Poppins. Followed by Jig to a Christmas song in July. All the hospital beds, they have like literally a little girl, and she hides under bed covers, and this like just basically what looks like a virus monster sneaks up on all of these kids. And what the fuck has that got to do with sport? Somebody please tell me, what has it got to do with sport? Huh? And like the Super Saturday they had when Mojo won the goal and they all won these goals. That was all fucking scripted. They had it advertised as Super Saturday before it was Super fucking Saturday, guys. They knew they were going to win all the goals because it was all meant, fucking all arranged. We're going to do fantastic. It's our Olympics, yes. We have to do really fantastic. Make sure you lag behind. Have a word with you in the change room later with fisticuffs. Never forgot the scary giant baby of doom. So Dig, it's a baby around all these weird beds, and NHS fuckers. They got a demonic baby with his face all bandaged up. Is this normal behaviour for adults? No, please, I must be something wrong with me then. Is there to think that is just sick and weird and twisted? Oh, okay then. And what's it got fucking to do with sport? The nurses all had a really good time that night. I bet they fucking did. Anyway, oh, he wasn't involved, was he? Yeah, he was. He done a. So he's one of the little bitches too. Oh, and they had a lesbian kiss. Oh, did they? And then during the sequence of music history, a lot of people noticed the sequence featuring the clip with a lesbian kiss on Brookside. So that's Anna Frail. Anna Frail. Yeah. She turned out nice, didn't she? And Tim Byrne, I don't remember the other one's name. Tim Berners-Lee was like, hey guys, weird. Whoever the fuck that is, I haven't got a clue. They should drop that house on his head though. Squish him flat. And this is for everyone. Ah. Not long after, there was David Beckham, okay, driving a boat under the Thames Bridge with football player Jay Bailey, whoever the fuck that is. Oh, it's a girl football player. That's weird as well in itself, isn't it? Yeah. Just no offense, like knock yourselves off, girls, but it's just like it's always been like a rough and tumble sort of game where they'll go like dicky knocking in the showers later. It's like a colloquial term for homosexuality. I don't know why girls are doing that. And then the athletes parade, finishing with Team GB and a tune from David Bowie's Heroes, which has already been proved to be a neo-Nazi type of idealism to that record, which it is. Ah, poor old Muhammad Ali. I bet they gave him electric shock treatment before he came on. Pray tell, how is it, right? All of the heavyweight boxers of his era are like talking and stuff. Okay. Yeah, he was like as a bumblebee, yeah, and battered the shit out of everybody. Yeah, he's got punch drunk, apparently. The greatest fighter ever. No, man, they done something else to him. Anyway, he came along, poor old Muhammad Ali, before he popped his mortal clocks. They did not fucking do him one. And then finally, it was time for this. Stephen Redgrave to tune in with an Olympic fucking torch and tune in to Caliban's Dream. Oh my God, I read the lyrics to it. I know I'm going to read them aloud on a vlog, but let me just assure you, it's to do with reset, children, and these motherfuckers. What the fuck, guys? They told us everything, didn't they? Just evil, weird, all of them. Anyway, onward, we move on with more information. I'm going to come back because I need to do happy hat change. Are you ready? Do you have a happy hat on? Okay, get one ready. Now, what you got to do in this game is you've got to count my happy hats. Are you ready? Okay. First happy hat, but you've got to count the rest yourself. I'm not going to be counting them. Okay, that's perfect. The Mad Hatter hat. Okay, hat number one. Now, I'm going to get on with some more juices. I'm going to show the next article, which is going to be freaky. It's the biggest cemetery in the world. I've never seen it before. It's in Iraq. And it's on the surface. Okay, so this is a post-mud flood cemetery, but there's 5 million people. 5 million people in it. Yeah, so that was relatively recently. Okay, so I want to come back. Just count my hats. Count my hats. Okay. So we could be heroes just for one day. Put on some makeup and act real. Yeah, don't worry. I make my own lyrics up about anything. So here it is. It's in Iraq. I'll show you where now. And they're not skyscrapers. They are little mausoleums and little headstones. Apparently 5 million people are buried here in the biggest cemetery on earth. I wonder if they were all victims of like the Iraqi war. No, really. So they're all relatively recent because it's not mud flooded. Here's some images here. And it's a UNESCO site because they got all of the main sites. But they didn't want... oh, they're just little mausoleums. They don't want Stonehenge anymore because it's shit. Just little mausoleums, but 5 million people. 5 million people. And it's called the Valley of Peace. It's an Islamic cemetery located in the Shia holy city of Najaf in Iraq. And it's the largest cemetery in the world. It's 1.5 million acres. It contains 5 million bodies. Thus, many Shiites in Iraq request that they were buried in the cemetery. So, I guess the Shiites had some difficulties with other sects or whatever you want to call them. So it's the Wadi Salam. The Wadi Salam, the biggest cemetery on earth. Let's have a little look at the wiki pics, see what they can give us. Jesus, that is amazing. Look at the size of that. They got some interesting architecture in it. Prostrate and repentance. So they prostrate like a few times a day, but repentance is bullshit. That's just an excuse to do shit and then just think you can repent at the end of the day and all will be well. So I'm not really into repentance at all. I don't think it's an excuse for anything in this realm, me thinkers. So we're going to look at some Pompeii pictures in a second, but I'm going to come back because I want to. You got to do a count hat thing, okay? For my comeback on. Excuse me. Okay. Oh yeah. There. So Jennykins, let me give you a few of you shouts. 315. I thought it was going to be a nice little crowd. Not bad for a comeback flat of British. Hardly anyone knows this. It's just been off 4 months. 4 months. Jennykins. Frankie. But I feel sorry for those nurses to have to work and are forced to get a diabetes. I feel sorry for people who have to go and wear a mask and stuff and that, but like, you know, you got to make serious decisions and sacrifices. People are doing it because they want to keep their mortgage going and their bullshit family life. And I'm at the idea now because of the fake paradigm that all of this agenda of marriage and, you know, just plowing out workers for them, you know, they really want you to only have one copy of you two, you know, man and wife. They want one copy. They don't like the Chinese. They don't want more. How many kids you got? 4? Too many, too much. Who say? Put back. You know, like that. So they only want one for the information to be carried over in the sim to the next and to the next. Okay. So part of their agenda. Jesus, that was amazing. Thank you, Gareth. Jughead. So yeah, we're gonna have a look and a little think about Pompeii. I think it was taken out in apocalyptic events, the apocalyptic events that took out the classical world. They would say Vesuvius was covered it in pumice, etc., but it was covered in ash and mud and sedimentary deposit as well. I feel. So Sujelitka FEB, who is Steve, jellyfish are exempt from the jab and mask combo. Well, they're glutinous. It wouldn't really make much sense. Have your prostrate checked there, says Arwin. No, don't go near them, Arwin, because they'll say, yeah, there's something wrong with you, and there's not, and then you will have something wrong with you. Don't go near them. Please. Don't tell people that either. Tell them to go and check shit. I should ask once you go there. I'm telling you now. It's mindset. Good to see you. I don't want to be there during the zombie apocalypse. No, it'd be great, mate. You just got to get your kill on early, all right, mate? The soggies go down. Don't worry about it. What? Mark, good to see you. Jughead, Twill. Love you. Love you, Ange. Love you all. I'm feeling really happy right now because I'm back. And it's Wednesday. And it's flat Earth British. Particularly feeling in the stomach. All of the dead. Dead. Dying to get in there. Yeah, they say that there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, but like I keep saying, they tell you that, so it's a fucking lie. And I think I know the key how to break it. Denying the paradigm consciously, okay? Because you are more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Don't think that your thoughts and your experience is just locked in your little room and they're just you, because it isn't. You, as an individual, have the power to change the entire paradigm, guys, just by thought alone. So, all of us together. Bunny Rabbit. Oh, I love my Bunny Rabbit. Sarah Breeze. This scene today, she's so soft and lovely. Jughead, don't stop eating them. Paul Tidy. British created Iraq's border 100 years ago. That's quite correct there, Paul Tidy. And poor old Persia was separated like they did with Pakistan and East Pakistan and ripped that place to smithereens. The two countries were just India, just like we'll stick the Muslims in one place and the Hindus in the other. I think West Pakistan has or Pakistan itself has the Muslims. Bandana, how you lovely. Stop Charvi is Vietnam. Don't know what I mean. Harvey Weinstein. That's terrible. Dragon Sage, Tinfoil Viking Helm, Tweel, Rizzy, Devora, and Joseph. Devora. I'm too sexy for my hat, too sexy for my hat, too sexy for my hat. I'm too sexy for my... Right then, get up against that car. But put your hands behind your back, lay on the floor. Lay on the floor, I'm going to handcuff you now. Okay, you've been a very, very naughty person. Okay. 40 Hanks, flat a day, we'll get there. Yeah, don't worry about Hank. He's always not touching himself or anything. We'll be all right. Laurie, if you still hear anything behind me or see anything, let me know. Okay. Right you are. Stand in a corner. Fingers on lips. Lindsay? Mark, so sad. So avoidable. Yeah. Life is avoidable. Right said Fred. Yeah, right said Fred. Back out. I think they're pro jihad. I think. There's a lot of bands I don't listen to anymore. As soon as REM went pro jihad, I stopped listening to them, which is unfortunate because I did like a REM sesh, as you do. So maybe I shouldn't be so snobbish. Just, because everything is bullshit anyway, and just go with it and listen to what I want to listen to and do what I want to do. Whatever. Are you reedy? I don't know what that means. Regina Spizzano. It's like Italian, that, isn't it? It is Italian. Laura. Alva Billy, Gareth, Dragon Sage. Lindsay. Got a Russian hat for it. Right, okay. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, for Lindsay. Snoid. Check it out. No animals were harmed in the making of any Flat Earth British productions, by the way. Okay. This is not a real beaver. Bunny Rabbit. Okay. Manny. Joe Shields. And okay. Okay. Right, I'm going to go back on with some more juice. Okay, I hope you're counting hats. Okay. So we're going to have a look at some images today. I'm not going to be here forever. Like I said, it's not going to be a... Ooh, it's really warm. It's cooking my Brian. Did you share the show? Just may as well share it out and do all that YouTube-y stuff. Because Flat Earth British Think Tank is back. Okay. So we can do in between the extra vlogages, in between Flat Days and Ting. It'll be glorious. Okay. So, Jellyfish Wednesday is today. We're going to have a look at Jellyfish Wednesday pics and see how we feel about things. Okay. So, yeah, this was on my last post now, actually, the elongated skulls in the past. Some people say head binding. In some cases, maybe. In all, no. I really don't think so. Now, these used to drive all over South Wales when I was a boy. These flashes used to be... I was literally behind one in a van going to work once, thinking, oh, God, this is terrible. I'm not liking this. And they said that it was radioactive products. This thing costs millions to shift. It's apparently Californian, and it's the most highly enriched, dangerous radioactive product out there, apparently. And they were shipping it, apparently, in a special vial through the streets of, I guess, California, or wherever this was produced. Insanity. If it was a real hazard and emanating massive amounts of lethal radiation and the most dangerous radioactive product on Earth, would you really drive it through a street so that a bus could crash into it and kill everyone in the city, probably in the province, rewriting the maps, etc.? Or is it just bullshit? Ooh, he's got a nice view of his window, haven't he? Nailed it, mate. You got to sit right there, though. If you sit over there, it doesn't work the same. Okay. This is nice. Check this out. So that's coming. The highest point of the summer solstice and the lowest point is the winter solstice, results in the symbol of the infinity. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's also what's been adopted by Meta, is the Infinity 8. Yeah. So there's only a couple of weeks to go, and then the winter solstice would be upon us, and then the night stand drawing back out And summer will be back, thank fuck for that. So here's a bit of strange taxidermy from the 1700s. These are actual real frogs. They've been taxidermied in a little globe thing, dome thing, excuse me, and doing a weird sword fence. So this is apparently a real Roman soldier's shield, and apparently used in the phalanx, and which is a group huddle basically, and it's got like Phoenician stuff on it, angels blowing stuff. I guess you put your hands on that. So if arrows are coming in and stuff, or hacking away by the Visigoths, then you're just going to get your hand hacked off. I think that should have a covering over it. So they're highly decorated, highly Phoenician, and that's apparently a real preserved Roman shield. So yes, these are the terracotta army, and as soon as they started getting exposed to day air, the atmosphere, they started to lose this paint. But these were just after they'd been apparently unearthed, so they still had their color. They were all individual colors, but they've lost that, so it's gone. So each one looked like an individual soldier, and the score. And Ching's army, maybe he's going to take them to the afterlife with him. Reanimate. So, a funky old sewing machine. So I'm wondering why they have plastic crap sewing machines now that do exactly the same as this groovy little sewing machine without the electric, and looks so bloody lovely as well. Nice little funky sewing machine going on there. So in D-Day, okay, if you wanted to break the Bortnish Europe, say, or Omaha Beach, apart from them having these walls, like the entire coast of France, Europe, all the way up to Norway, these, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Some of them are still there now. You had these gun emplacements, and they're constantly laying down, and look how much it had to be hit. And that probably didn't even take it out. Just melting this thick iron. It's crazy, isn't it, guys? When times they tried to hit it, never took it out. And it's still there in place, like all these years later. It's madness. I do love going to the D-Day site, so I really enjoy the atmosphere there. So in the cinemas, in the Edwardian periods, this came up at the start of the movie. Ladies, kindly remove your hats, because there's nothing worse than having someone fucking with a big hat on in front of you in the pictures. But I would just hit the hat off. So, touchscreens, new in this 1980s Buick, nice little Buick. They had touchscreen and I guess sat nav type of stuff, but it was scrapped after the second making of the car, because they said that it would detract drivers from driving, looking down, touching their touch screen. Don't seem to matter anymore when everyone's looking down at their mobile phones. But there you go again. That's the danger, isn't it? Everyone's on the phone and literally in the cloud, and all their data, all their images, all their life, all their thoughts, all their experiences, all up on the cloud. So then later on, they'll have everything on everybody. You wouldn't even need the original copy. You'd have all of the information and data for. So this is awesome, this picture. This is 1969, Belfast, the Battle of Bogside. Yeah. And this is all the girls making petrol bombs. Yeah, this is how mental they are in Belfast. This is not giving a fuckness on a monumental scale. And that's to throw at the British Army. Loads died. It's a proper battle. And the IRA shooting back, and loads of people got killed, and the girls kept busy. Funny, isn't it? So here's a psychopath. I had a dream about him about a month back. I don't know what it was, but I was talking to Winston Churchill in my dream. The older World War II, sort of 60s Winston Churchill. But here he is. I guess he's just come back from the Boer War. where he shot, killed, murdered loads of people that he bragged about because he's a proper homicidal maniac. Look into the Stanley Street siege and see how much of a monster this man actually is. Winston Churchill, complete psychopath. Leader of World War II. And there's that cemetery again. So mind blow that is. All them dead people, man. What the fuck? And it's obviously recent, the last 100 years or so, guys. Wow. 5 million people. Bigger than the city. So these are some giraffe net women. They've come up on an outing to London from, I don't know, darkest Africa, somewhere like that. Okay. And she thinks that he's got actually something alive on his head. She's quite alarmed. She said, did something actually have to die to make his head? Yes, I'm afraid so. I'm afraid this is the circumstances. So this was in 1938, I think. I've seen the same thing they did in the 80s. They brought some Masai Mara warriors over and traipsed them around London. They were highly unimpressed. Give them Burger King, yeah? Give them some national food is what you need to do. Fish and fucking chips, not Burger King. That's not national food. So here's a department store in the 1930s in Chicago. One of the biggest Wiseman's, I think it was called. It's one of the biggest in the world anyway. Department store in Chicago. And this was the pneumatic system for each department. And they had the same thing in department stores in my city as well. They go up a tube and you go, and the lady at the till, and cash comes through. So you don't have to keep cash at the tills because of bank robbers and stuff. So they were all over America, all over the world, really. Some of these went from city to city, pneumatic systems. I think one went from Chicago to Buffalo, if I'm not wrong. One of them from them two northern New York cities anyway. So yeah, intercity and pneumatic tubes and pneumatic tube trains as well they had. So I'm not sure about this. It's probably in Greek. It's got the 4 angels. It's got electromagnetic stuff. Maybe somebody else can know what this means. I do not. But it's got E equals MC squared, which is absolute bullshit on toast. Look at this. You're supposed to do flat thumbs. I'm not impressed with you. Wedding cakes are evil. But these, they'll kiss with a mask on, I can guarantee. That's the stupidest thing in reality, by far. Kissing with a fucking mask on. What the fuck? I don't know what it is. They're in the water? In the clouds? It's weird anyway. Oh, this is an ancient statue, and this is what people look like apparently in the past. They have big fat legs and groovy belts. It's a chick. She's got like a space suity thing on. It's not even her legs. She's got a bit of elephantitis going on there. Maybe it's them are too tight and it's stopping the circulation and making her legs. I don't know. It's proportion, isn't it? Big fat legs. So yeah, they keep rolling out these same weird characters over and over again. I can't believe everyone in Britain's actually going to go and celebrate all this weird shit now. That's just going to do my head in, but it doesn't matter because I'll do like a reverse thing and make it all better again. So yeah, Mesoamerican, I guess, since the Aztecs, or possibly the Mayans, they've also got a crucifixal carrying dudage in their religious ethos, same as Christians, etc. So check this out. It's a nice little building, isn't it? That's the windows going on. And it is in Poland. Poland is beautiful for architecture. And look at Dubai. They've gone double fucking nuts they have in Dubai with their weird hotel floating on an island. And they got the palm tree there as well. Well, they got to do something with all that money. You know, can't keep spending it all on drugs. Now, that could possibly be the sexiest tree I've ever seen in my life. I know that tree gets touched a lot. Come on, guys. Tell me that is not a sexy, sexy tree. Hands up. Who thinks that is a sexy tree? No. She got it going on. Huh? What you think, Arwin? Sweet. Okay. I know. You're probably not going to know this photograph, but this is 1947, just after World War II, is the Grand Avenue in Ely, where I live, where I grew up. This is the This is my hood. It doesn't look too bad. It was designed as the Garden City, but it never worked out that way. And this is the Church of the Resurrection, still there today. I think it's an older world building, you know, guys. It's a mud flood or on the back. I have to give it a little visit. I was actually christened in there, believe it or not, when I was 8 years old. Because I was a manic child, my mother thought that I'd probably get killed. So she thought that she would get me christened so that I didn't go to hell. Thanks, Ma. This is a butt plug. Somebody mentioned one in chat the other day. I was wondering what one is, so I had to Google and I found out. So that's it. Did you know? I didn't know. Now I know. This is what a butt plug is. It's making much more sense now to my reality. Butt plug. This is a big chunk of chisel of crystal. If you was to chisel some of that off, I bet you'd be loaded. That's all crystals. Yeah? You probably get a nosebleed climbing there. I'll go in near it. Beautiful though, isn't it? So yeah, that's a whole load of crystal right there. Love crystals, me. Yeah, that's what I was going to quote. No, things aren't getting worse. They're getting more obvious. That's right, jokey poos. They are getting more obvious. It's ridiculous at this stage of the game. I can't even stand it. So this was in the Welsh papers this week. It washed up on a South Wales beach near to me. They don't know. It's called a big mouth fish is what they called it. A big mouth fish. Washed up on a beach in Wales. If you can identify that, I do not know what it is. A yocker, says Esley. The dirty yocker. The dirty yocker. I used to, in school, I used to go, sir. You go, yes, Martin Leaker. Sir, isn't there a German plane called a fucker wolf? Everyone would go, yes, Martin Leaker. And then somebody else stick their hand up. Sir, why did you let Martin Leaker swear? Well, he didn't necessarily swear. There is a German plane called. Are you going to say it, sir? No, I'm not going to say it. So I would get the old class in upheaval. The Americans, oh, look, it's Tom Hardy. The Americans had such a terrible time at Okinawa. Oh, yeah, they were fighting a vicious enemy. All of them terrible, terrible stories at Okinawa. They must have had a frightful time. They were throwing plasticine at us. Anyway. This is nice. It's 1956, the first Colt revolver. So it's one of the first Colts ever. And it's a beautiful example. And I guess these were used in production for officers by the American Civil War. They were up and ready by then, even for the Mexican Wars. Thing is, you could use your own, make your own bullets and stuff with that. So this guy is in 1930s London, and he's a survivor of what they say is the Crimean War. He's a top hatter, man with hat on. Important man with hat on. What's that box? Don't know. So apparently a veteran. What's he selling? Wire, matches, papers. Can't get his boots tied properly. Still got his puttings on from the war and his uniform because they're dressed in red in the Crimean, so it stands out like sore thumbs. Russians to shoot at us. So yeah, not everyone was into Elvis. Hang on. Apparently, I'm back for a second. You counting? Hope you're counting. Okay. Just make sure you're counting. Do not get confused. I won't do the same hat twice. Okay. So yeah, Elvis was a shit to a lot of people. I hate Elvis. Elvis is a jerk. Elvis is a jerk. I hate Elvis. Elvis is a what? A joke. A joke. Elvis is a joke. Oh yeah, joke. I get it. So stupid that is. So yeah, not a lot of people actually did really like him. He did a bit of a thing. Like when John Lennon said he was bigger than Jesus. Fuck me, the shit hit the fan then. Look at this. Imperial passport. One of the two known Kubla Khan passport readings. I am the emissary of the Khan. If you defy me, you will die. Steel on bronze from apparently 1240. That's what it says.
an emissary of a Khan, you would die if you don't do what you're told. I would instantly say, go get fucked. So here is Queen Victoria, 1850s, with her grandson, who is Kaiser Wilhelm II, who's, fondly known as Little Willie. Okay, but she looks like she actually likes him, and he's holding her hand. Don't worry, because give it another 60 years, and we'll be at war with him. Well, no, actually, a lot less. Weird. All in plain sight. So the film with David Bowie called Labyrinth, okay, its advert shows you an enclosed domed labyrinth, a bit like the labyrinth or the rat's maze that we find ourselves in, not being able to find our way out. He is a goblin king who steals children and has weird affairs with possibly like maybe a 13, 14-year-old girl in the movie. Like, that's all right with Hollywood. And so the whole narrative is a domed labyrinth, a load of weird magic going on, and a goblin king stealing children. A king stealing children. In that film. In your face. Up until 1998, if you wanted to land in Hong Kong airport, you had to go and fly between buildings because the runway was literally in with a little bit of space that got left. So you'd be literally walking down the road and a jumbo jet would be flying that close to you. That close. I wonder if anyone ever got sucked up, or their toupees got sucked off on the way past, or if anyone actually got sucked up into the engines. What about birds? How come they don't have birds? I tell you what would be more fun is if it had crashed. If it had crashed. And like thousands of people get killed. That'd be more fun. Like in 1871, Boston, for example. So the entire city's disintegrated. Where did you get your lovely clothes from? They're all so spotless. Where do you live in? Who are you? So yeah, they had a big city in Boston, and it all got turned to mincemeat. Look at the size of that for a bit of masonry, guys. The size of these buildings, look. And look at that. Looks melted. It is melted because it's melted. Boston, another great American city fire, 1871. So here's apparently the Titanic's sister ship, and she came to a dodgy end, apparently. So we all know the psyop of the Olympic insurance, whatever, bollocks. But this one is British hospital ship, so it was full of people. White Star steamer Britannic goes down. Admiralty announces 1,100 have been saved. 50 lives lost, the world's largest vessel afloat. So, when the Titanic went down, the sister ship, there was 3 actually, because there's an Olympic, a Titanic, and a Britannic as well. So the Britannic went down. Hospital ship, only 50 died. They saved that many people as well in the Aegean, in the war. The Aegean Sea off Greece. Ooh, the Habsburgs, they're a grumpy fucking lot. Death's sickle cuts down Emperor Francis Joseph of Austria, ending long reign filled with tragic happenings. Monarch lived to see nearly all of his relatives taken in violent manner. Oh, fucking hell. Crowned dead and happy Habsburgs lie low at last. Wow, they were having a shit of a time, weren't they? I wonder what they were up to. They're an ugly lot, them Habsburgs. Not my favourite dynasty. Yeah. And this is Tesla's Tesla Tower. I think it was in Iowa. Tesla's experiment. Apparently turned the grass blue and all sorts of problems with it. But I definitely think he got an oscillator going, an earthquake machine, as well as free energy as well. So this is Old World Dresden. This is a mausoleum in a park in Dresden, in the fine world that got completely destroyed in one of the worst blitzes in human history. The disgusting bombing of Dresden, which should be a byword for this movement, and I've included much of it into my newest book, The Holy Grail of the Great Reset. Certainly Dresden. which breaks my heart. This is interesting. The same year again as Boston, 1871, the other side of the world this time. And this is after the apparent Franco-Prussian War, 1871, the communards, etc. But it looks to me like they're just digging a load of mud out. The city's being destroyed, but don't worry, because they're building all the biggest exhibitions in the world all at the same time as all of this is going on, you know. But they really do look like they're carting shit tons of mud away from this part of Paris. These are all boarded up. Most of the city, centre city, is being destroyed and gutted. It's one of those weird narratives how we're all just, it's getting built and destroyed at the same time. I'd say they were digging mud out myself. So this is a site in Rajpur, I can't say that properly, in central India, and it's a fantastic temple. It really is. It's got this resonance technology of sacred geometry, etc., for probably well-being, etc. But absolutely beautiful. That's just left outside. A lotus, a beautiful geometric lotus. I bet you're looking at that on top. Perfect Fibonacci. And this is supposed to be from the ancient world. Look at this. It looks like a futuristic building with what look like air vents. Can you see them? But from the ancient world. It's a technology. And there's one of them just fallen over, not used anymore. So you can think that they just put these, these cuts in for just decoration. But I don't think so. These entire things resonate. I've seen enough videos of these people touching these or tapping them with a spoon or stuff, and these things are just giving off, a tone, a resonance. They vibrate. The whole of a temple vibrates. These discs as well, part of the technasmia technology, no doubt about it. So, prosthetic arms in Crimean War again. So they had like monster arms. Actually, that's not looking bad. As long as somebody don't come and try and steal the silver, because it looks like silver. Looks silver, and it looks quite ornate. And there is the battles of the encampments of the Battle of the Crimea. Now, I've talked about this a couple of times. I did a post on Battle of Sevastopol, Crimean War on the Celtic Tatarian channel. They're supposed to be, again, massive set-piece battles, hundreds of thousands of people involved in this war. Okay? Yeah, most of the people die of heat stroke in the summer and cold weather in the winter and disease. But in the photographs, you just see these large plains on the Crimea and just encampments. You just never see any action at all except for after. And the gardener, the Scottish guy who took these photographs, I'm wondering what he was looking at. Because it's nothing there except for two people sat out in a large expanse of what exactly? What looked like bits of stone strewn all over a field, just bits of stone all over a field. And I'm wondering if that's what he was showing us. And that was what was going on, the mopping up of Tartaria, and these incredible weapons used in, we don't actually see the real narrative. We get the bullshit, but this is what they're doing in the real world. Yeah, that could have been a city. That could have been a town, And this is it, the Crimea. This is a Balaclava. The town of Balaclava is there. So hotbed for hookers, etc., to keep the British happy, apparently. And they got forts all along the peninsula of the Crimea as well, and star forts. But again, look, how many tents? Tens of thousands in each battle. You don't see them in any photographs. It's just bullshit, like the American Civil War battle bullshit run. So another Indian temple. Look at that for nesting technology, creating a charge, resonance, and vibration. Fantastic. So yeah, I love these. I love this find today. What's above the firmament? Showing you there is waves, showing you there's water, because of course it is. It's all water in here. So, an electrical parry in the past, the effort. So I really do think this is what's going on with all chandeliers in antiquity, because there are just too many candles to fit on each chandelier in places like the palaces, Louvre, places like that. You got no chance of lighting all them chandeliers. They got that strange technosmia going on, like they got in the Iraq cathedral. Exactly the same thing. Vibrational thing. Could be soundproofing of a sort. So there they are, the dog heads from the Isle of Dogs. And this might be a Christ dude, I don't know. But apparently St. Christopher was a dog head. Apparently. But yeah, he's doing a bit of business with the dog heads. They're all right. They're a bit rough. The back's worse than their bite. And you see these sites all over, but this one's give it away, where you've got all of this like rubble, which would have thought to be like or just river deposits, and then you've got this giant column, showing you that it was a ancient world city one time, melted. So similarities of these are quite incredible. Okay, so you've got the Greek, the Hydra, Christianity has a version, Cambodia as well. And India has one, Russia has one, Thailand has one, Menorah in Judaism, and Mexico has one. They're all very, very similar. Same amount of heads, same spraying, same story, over and over again, each culture, because they're all talking about the same fucking story. So, Strange Meat Cafe. Is this guy getting down to a bit of munchage? Is this guy getting down to a bit of munchage? Well, he seems to be preparing a relative, maybe. So maybe it's a case of, it's what he would have wanted. But it's the fact is, he's like stripping down a skull and stuff. Would that give you nightmares? Probably not. You just pretend it's like a cow or something in it. But, so yeah, that shit goes down in the modern world. I can't give you the exact context. It could be something more sinister, but I doubt it, because you've got murder plastic on. You've got to give it some thought, you know. So, the original occupants of Papua New Guinea before the French visited, and this culture got like completely. What's wrong with the fingers? Is that our actual fingers? You got to be fucking joking me. No, it's things dangling off her fingers, is it? I'm not sure about what's going on with her hands. Don't worry. Anyway, so yeah, they don't really exist anymore or look like this, any of them, because the colonials, so-called colonials, kick the shit out of that. Oh, guess who that is? Guess who that is? Go on, have a guess. Have a guess. That is Mata Hari. Yeah, this is her apparently having a little bit of cup of soup in 1917. She's been accused by the Germans of spying and basically never found guilty, just accused, but it's enough to get her shot. So they just put a little rope around her because you're not going to leg it. And it's the German Weimar Republic, so they're going to have a guy there with a top hat and a lady there with a headband on. None of this is fitting the narrative. Think about bullshit, actually. So yeah, Mata Hari, apparently a dancer, a hooker. So apparently she's like, oh, Heinrich, you're such a hero. Heinrich, how many men have you got? Oh, I have 500,000 men just over the next hill. Oh, really? That's interesting. Do you have any tanks? Yes, we have 500 Panzer tanks, and we have a load of howitzers, maybe 1,000. She's writing all this down and then radioing it back later to HQ. Apparently, whatever. Don't know. It all looks bullshit to me. Mata Hari. Date anomaly, AD J789. The 100,000 years. So here's the Greeks have got a Christ stage, but this one, okay, this one didn't die on a mast. This one got strapped to an anchor and dropped to the old bottom of the briny. I think this one got keel hold, but he's on an anchor. Anchor rhymes with banker. Banker rhymes with what? This is a crab, this is, but it looks like alien crab, star crab, starfish. So imagine that, like, coming up to you. It looks like something like a predator. Face hugger. I mean, what the fuck is it? Get away, get away. Fuck that. Vampires in Rhode Island. Yeah. Strange survival of grisly superstition in New England. Respectable people are digging up bodies of defunct relatives and burning their hearts. The belief is that persons dead of consumption leave their graves and suck the blood of members of their own families, dooming them to a like fate dozens of resurrections within one small district in the last few years. Some facts about vampire superstitions in earlier times. So apparently they're thinking it's a thing and burning human hearts in America not that long ago. So Bhagavad Gita, the Mahabharata. I used to love watching the Mahabharata late at night, although they did go on a bit. But you get all like super duper weapons in there, you know, the Vimanas, the Vimastras, and you get all like fascist technology, and Juna turns up and Krishna's got his ting on, and yeah, it's quite a fun to fucking battle. Holographic armies. Krishna shows holographic armies. So all of this battle, I think, went down in the Indus Valley civilization. I think it all got melted. I think it always happening, but I don't think it was as long ago. I think it was the golden era, and I think they had all this tech. And I really do think all this stuff happened. Wing boots. What is with wing boots? Mercury, right, the dude Mercury, or the god each, or whatever the fuck he is, he's got wing boots. Yeah, so he's got boots, dig, that you can fly around. Yeah, where'd you buy them? Wing boots are us. Where'd you get them? He got wings on his hat as well to help him. But he has got a red thing around him. I think that's definitely code, because you get a lot of them with red things around them, don't you? Red material, whatever. So yeah, wing boots. I wouldn't mind a pair of them. Do a bit of flying. So a piss pot. Nah, it's a gravy jug from the 1700s. It looks a bit rude. So I was going to have a little close up. There's a big fat lady in the bath. Got a checkerboard floor. I don't know what that lady's doing. She looks butt naked and her hands in a funny place. I don't know what that one's doing over there. So maybe you can just examine that later. Oh, he's peeking. He's peeking. He's giant because they're too little. No, they're further away. So yeah, you can get an interest in paintings on piss pots and gravy jars. That's the past, you know. Nice little bit of gravy. The mask. So the mask in ancient times was thought up to be a superstitious thing, whereas in you would take on the presence or the entity of the mask intended. So it was a supernatural, superstitious experience to the antique world. Taken on later in the days of 1700, the masquerade ball, yeah, where that is as twisted and weird as it fucking gets, where nobody can recognize one another, and then they all do whatever, I don't know. It's just all weird. So yeah, and they're doing it all again, aren't they? It's just like part of their agenda, the masquerade ball. Always has been, and they've shown us right the way back, the Greeks with the masks, the Romans with the masks in this stage set. They're telling us all along about the masks. Worst thing ever. Guy today in Lidl's, he kept talking to me with a mask on. I was like, can't hear you. I can't hear you. I couldn't hear him. He was Polish. He had a fucking mask on. I had no chance. It's like, mate, this is interesting. So, although that's terror, I guess it shows not, I don't know. Just only small, isn't it? And then you got the weather there. I seen red lightning last night. He's looking up with a telescope, and then you get the firmament, the lunar, is sort of in there. And then you got sound up here and vibration again, keeping whatever that is. Guessing that might be the sun, I'm not sure. But up above that, you get a boat, because it's water, and it has all these sixes on the balloons. 99 red balloons, but it's a boat because it's in water above. What's that up there? Interesting. Could be clues in that, but it's all in German. Help out. This is the think tanking's thing. There they are again. This one's a chicken. But look at these balloons as well. They're unusual looking. They look like Tesla balls. Electromagnetic. A strange windmill as well. What kind of windmill is that, guys? That's not a windmill. It's a compass. And he's got a thermometer there. wonder if the red mercury in it. Oh, eagle, wings open, laurel leaf, and a couple of phonies breathing. What we got down here? Oh, what's that? Now, that's an unusual craft for the 1700s anyway, or 1600s in that case. Right, these are monks in Ireland in 1909. They still had like monkages hanging around in Ireland. What the fuck do they do all day? Don't worry, I don't want to know. Riding an ass. And they're off to do some farming and stuff. They got some nasty habits, though. Father O'Reilly. Father O'Reilly. So, yeah, nothing more dodgy than the Roman Catholic Church in Ireland, that's for sure, 100%. So, look, this is a bond you could have bought in the past for Boynton, a bicycle electric railway company. It's 150 shares. So, they had in 1907 an electric bicycle electric railway company. There's another one on here. There it is. 1909 electric railway. You could have bought a bond. And electric bicycles too. Companies from 1891, West Virginia. So you could have bought chairs, electric trams. Oh, that one's from 1897, this one, electric trams. It's not interesting, electric trams before the motor car was supposed to be on the road. Incredible. Bullshit. There's some versions. It's the bicycle electric car. Practical operation at Bellport. Interesting name. Port and Bell. So it's this thin. Beautiful, beautiful train though. Wait till you see it in the front. I'd love to ride on it. Oh, this is penciled in. Looks a bit fakey. I don't know. So yeah, it's a monorail, I guess. On top, electric. Bicycle electric, I should say. Bicycle electric. And inside, light bulbs. 1800s. Fantastic to think that early. Before Edison. And look at that in the front. It's that thin. It's that thin. The whole world's looking like shit and it's got that. And all of this is electric. It's incredible. How did they get the electric to travel that far? Tesla's not around yet. So this is an interesting timepiece, Russian, an egg. I bet all of this is operative. Timepieces have always fascinated me, the operation, because I inherently must have known it's the mechanism for Earth, you know, the perfect precision, clockwork motion from above. So it's an ancient, I guess it's a mobile or something, a decoration, but it's got sapphires, pearls, it's all in gold, and amethyst hanging off, look, and all precious beads all the way through. It's Russian. Hanging up in some Russian Orthodox church in the past. But again, it's orgone technology. They know about the power of stones, you know, in variations in a gold inlay and what they can do. Beneficial, very beneficial. Metaphysical powerhouse that thing is. And this is an Egyptian torso, which has writings on it. Again, dog heads. Oh, these baboons or something. Baboons, yeah. Look at that, head on a stick. Maybe it was like a projector. That one's got a big alien head. Look at that. Big bulbous head. Wings one again. An angel. And it's made out, this is made out of basalt, by the way. It's one big chunk of basalt. Look, it's basalt. So that's interesting to think that they could do that with basalt. Yeah. Don't listen to her, kids. She's a fucking lying mongrel. Yeah, she looks like a bitch from the back. I don't even have to see her front. So, you know it. Fuck you. So, the average evening out in Chicago, 1900, okay? Brothels, pawnbrokers, salons, and lodging houses. So, behind all of the brothels on Custom Street is like, they got a lot of fucking brothels. Behind them is a load of pawn shops. You're going to need a few quid and a load of lodging houses, right? Across the road, yeah, on the red light district, there's another load of brothels. Few on that road as well. Yeah, I've only got 10 cents. I'm going down Dearborn. A few brothels there. Pawnbrokers, plenty behind there. Plenty. You go and sell the family silver back into the brothel. So that's your average night out in Chicago, which was like Amsterdam in the 80s. Fucking hell. So that's that same temple in India, Rapport. I can't say it properly. Rapport. PH on the end. And it's got one of these vault devices. Look at that. All stone. Oh, it's just, how could you just carve this stuff? Look at the intricacy. It's like locks there as well, like little hinges. You know, the whole thing came into action. The whole thing span. Whole thing moved. Wow, they were so much more, weren't they? And look at that. Same temple. All carved out. Beautiful stone. Geometry. Beautiful, that is. Don't know what it is, but it's fantastic. Looks a bit yin-yang. Fantastic. So beautiful. Again, the intricacy is just mind-blowing. Little statues of little deities around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Interesting. 12 again. 12 zodiac signs. Whether to, I don't know. They added 2 months, didn't they? And stupid devices, and some strange, what looks like magnetism or something in the center, but it looks like Mount Meru, I think. I think this is a depiction of Earth. That's what I think. Look at that in there. It's crazy to think that they carved this out of stone. The whole thing just doesn't split. Don't start again. And other technology, 3D printed is my guess. Softened stone, print stone, 3D printed stone. Check this out for a lovely image. Nice little car, that, isn't it, guys? Nice these little boxes you can put your lunch in and thing. Oh. Gold. Adopt. Gold something or other. And there's a little black baby in a bath. Come on. I can get in all of that context. And look at that. Just looks like anywhere in Christendom. That's a mad clock tower, that is. What? Look at that. That is potty. I'm coming back. I'll be counting hats, guys. Are you ready? Okay, I'm back. Marty, 350 you were watching. Thank you for showing up on a Wednesday night. Fantastic. Great to spend me week. Are you actually counting hats at all? I hope so. Anyway, flat Earth. Okay, flat Earth. Fucking hell. Flat Earth British, innit? So, let's give you a few of you shouts, and I'm going to come back now. I'm back. I'm going to show you some more stuff, and we are on coming up to 2 hours. Fantastic. Indiana Jones special HK. You know it, my bruvski. Galafankinson. PJ's in the house. No. Let me sort my Brian out. Anyway, you counting hats? You're supposed to be counting hats, guys. I'm doing a very good job of this counting hats business. Mr. Yancey. Benny didn't do it. Bubba didn't do it. So, Isabella. Matt Moore. I don't know whether I should re-upload this on my main channel, you know. It's really juicy. Dragon. Okay, on with more stuff. Are you counting hats? Make sure you count hats. I got like a couple of videos to play now, guys. Okay, so I'm going to be muting my microphone shortly. And what we're going to look into, the first one will be educational. Educational, it will be. Let me just sort out the volume on it. It'll be educational because it will learn you about, I guess, MK Ultra type subjects. And what we're going to show you is what will happen to spiders when you give them drugs. Okay. Let this be a lesson to the whole of society, by the way. And then we're going to look at an old 1950s film of an MK Ultra experiment when a civilian is given, interestingly, some LSD-24. I want to see what happens to the individual in said case. Okay. It's all very interesting. Okay. MK Ultra. Thanks, Hoffman. Killed it. Fell off your bike like a twat, though. But it's a good narrative, whatever. So, on with the show. Are you counting hats? Good, because I'm getting more now. And I got to mute my mic. Oh, did you actually share my show out? Could you, please? Pretty please?
The wood spider is the most accomplished of all web-building species. Recently, scientists gave these tiny creatures a variety of psychoactive drugs to observe their effects on web building. When given a minute dose of LSD, the spider's web took on an unfamiliar, minimalist structure. When given caffeine, the web structure was not affected, but the spider's behavior was. Given THC, the active ingredient in marijuana, the spider didn't build a web. It built a hammock, where it lay all day and watched the caffeine spider go. When given alcohol, the spider built a web, found a mate, and raised over 100 young. But the mate got a restraining order, and now the spider can't go within 100 centimeters of the web. The crack cocaine spider figured building webs was for suckers, waited till the caffeine spider was exhausted, then came up behind it and popped a cap in its ass. Nice web, Mr. Crack Spider. When winter came, the marijuana spider had no place to live. It ended up in the crack web as the crack spider's bitch. For more information on the crack spider's bitch, contact the Canadian Wildlife Service in Ottawa.
I took a trip to purple, orange, green to find what life could mean. And I found purple, orange, green. Acid! What you doing to me? Acid!
It's so phony. It's really phony. You can't put a trip down on film. I mean, colors do look pretty, but there's so much more.
D. Lysergic acid diethylamide, LSD. It is colorless, tasteless, odorless. One of a whole family of hallucinogens, both natural and synthetic, that includes STP, peyote, mescaline, psilocybin. LSD is the most powerful of all. Known as acid, a single ounce is capable of producing 300,000 so-called trips, characterized by hallucinations, illusions, distortions of perception, and thinking. That's LSD. That's acid.
Acid! Acid! Acid!
Millions of words have been written and spoken about it. Laws have been passed against it. Cults have sprung up around it. Individuals using it have experienced hope, suffering, tragedy. But for all the controversy, what is known today about LSD is fragmented, not altogether. In the next few minutes, we will be exploring these fragments, a complex mixture of superstition, medical research, personal experiences, a history that began yesterday. In 1951, a small provincial village in southern France named Saint-Esprit was stricken by a strange malady. Overnight, residents of all ages, hundreds of them, awakened to sharp pains, high fevers, mass insomnia, and incredible hallucinations. One man spent the hours of day and night endlessly counting the panes in his window. Another compulsively wrote the same words over and over. Small girls saw tigers in a room and blood dripping from the ceiling. All complained of severe burning sensations. More than 300 cases had been counted before the plague was identified as St. Anthony's fire, a poisoning produced by ergot, a fungus that grew on rye, which later was milled and baked into bread. A direct relationship between St. Anthony's fire and LSD-25 has never been clearly established to this day. But those initial reports from Saint-Esprit excited the attention of the young scientist who 15 years before had first synthesized LSD from ergot. On accidentally ingesting a tiny amount of the drug, the discoverer, Dr. Albert Hoffman, had experienced symptoms remarkably similar to those now occurring in the tiny village.
I noted with dismay that my environment was undergoing progressive change. I had the greatest difficulty in expressing myself. My visual fields wavered. I was overcome by a fear that I was going crazy.
That first LSD-induced psychosis set off a flurry of laboratory testing.
We're studying the effects of hallucinogenic drugs, both LSD and mescaline, on behavior of rats. Now we're giving him the LSD. We're going to see its effects on his behavior. Our ultimate goal is our understanding of why they do certain things to human behavior. There seems to be an interaction between the effects of the drug and stress, which fits in what we know about the effects of hallucinogenic drugs in respect of good and bad trips. When you give a large dose of either mescaline or LSD, one of the things that you notice is it produces catatonic behavior. Like this animal had a large dose of LSD, and you can see how relaxed he is, and you swing him around. The difference between a rat without any hallucinogen. One of the main things, you put him in a very bizarre posture, and he just stays there, which is not true for a normal animal. See how he fights and struggles. This animal just stays there. They call this catatonia.
Catatonia is often observed in schizophrenics, as are hallucinations. As small amounts of LSD provoked similar reactions in normals, it began to be speculated that in certain individuals, their bodies were generating either this chemical or one much like it, and that the presence of it was creating schizophrenia.
After several years of research, we have found out that there were definitely more differences than similarities between the LSD reaction and schizophrenia.
Dr. Stanislav Grof, born and raised in Czechoslovakia, today heads up research at Maryland Psychiatric Research Center.
Schizophrenia. Our present opinion about LSD is that LSD is something like an amplifier or catalyst, which just manifests the unconscious processes in the brain.
We began our LSD research in the early 1960s. And it began as a very unusual program, a program to research the influence of these unusual psychedelic drugs on normal people. How did these drugs influence the psyche, the unconscious? What did it tell us about the inner space of normal people?
Dr. Jean Houston, with her husband, Dr. Robert Masters, directs New York City's Foundation for Mind Research. They were among the first to use LSD as a means of probing psychic depths. And in this simulated case, she shows how the drug worked as a tool for mental research.
And of course, this research required a great deal of preparation and control. All of our subjects were first medically screened, then they were psychiatrically screened because we were dealing with what is termed normal. We discovered that there seemed to be four major depth levels of the psyche. which emerged over the course of the 8 or 10 or 14 hours of the LSD. LSD is very unusual in that under carefully controlled scientific research circumstances, it can tell us an enormous amount about the mind and about using the mind more creatively without drugs. LSD can also, under these black market or illegal circumstances, make people extremely impressionable, so that if they are in circumstances which is negative or fearful, they may sustain that fear or that negativism for months or even years to come.
This was a bad trip, right? How many times have you tripped altogether?
About 7.
About 7. How many of those times were bad trips?
About 5.
So most of them have been bad trips.
New York City police now bring young people on bad trips to Bellevue Hospital, where Dr. William Frosch is Associate Medical Director of the Psychiatric Division.
Why didn't you do it again, then?
No, there was a concert in Central Park, and I was up there.
Here's somebody who's had a previous good trip. He went into this trip thinking that this would also be a good one. There was music he wanted to listen to. The setting was Central Park. But somehow something went wrong. He was upset about it.
I feel that at that time I needed it.
He is still somewhat under the influence of the drug. His responses seem to be somewhat slow.
I guess the acid just brought out everything, all the anxieties I had, all the emotions I had.
The unfortunate thing is that we are not able often to predict in advance who will have a bad trip when.
This is what we call a bad trip because he has much more fear than he had before. There's an interaction between the stress of the electric shock and the drug. When people have these bad trips, their disturbed behavior is very much closer to what's seen in schizophrenia. It's only the good trips which are very dissimilar from schizophrenia. That is primarily visual, perceptual distortions rather than paranoia and delusions, which you do get with bad trips.
This young man has just taken street acid. It will take effect in approximately 1 hour. Even though this will not be a bad trip, experienced users question the goodness of any drug that turns one who takes part in life into a mere sightseer.
I'm getting all kind of really nice things with the leaves. It's kind of melting together, you know. Melting together and then coming apart and vibrating. But it's all moving. That's what's incredible.
How many trips have you had?
I don't know, somewhere between 20 and 30, I guess.
Any bummers?
Yeah. I had a bummer in New York once. Well, yeah, New York's a bummer. But it was even more of a bummer because it was out on the streets of New York. You know, I was lost for a while. And that was the bad part, being lost in New York all by myself. The circumstances what made it bad. Being in the city, being alone. It was horrifying. It was terrifying. Oh, wow. I just followed them right home. There they are. There's the whole bunch of them. Mommy and Daddy and all the kids and the cousins and the relatives and everybody.
Dinner.
Just little things like just, you know, a group of people hovered over, you know, an anthill. Just watching the ants scurry around. It's kind of a going back into your childhood, too, I think.
When you're stoned, you can get hung up and like stare at a piece of dirt for a day. When I was dropping acid, one time I was doing that. I was staring at a piece of dirt. And a little baby came up to me and was staring at this piece of dirt in the same way. And I realized that was really crazy. I mean, it was all right for a baby.
Right, I don't know about you, that's actually getting on my nerves now because it's all like just propaganda and bullshit and brainwashing. Bad trips, my ass. There's no such thing. The guy is like obviously had like mental problems before he even bothered, which is like just sick to make any, you know, to even talk to him and go through that process with him because he was obviously not really up to it. So I will link that up. I don't want to watch it all. I'll show you the link. It says that it's actually open source. Okay, it says that it's an open source video, but it just occurred to me that it said like basically Periscope at the bottom. And the last time I got copyrighted on this channel was for using a Periscope film. So we'll see how that goes. Oops. Anyway, at Pompeii, do you think that they were telling us more about Pompeii in that film with Trevor Howard? It's not Trevor Howard. What's his name? At Pompeii. Something Howard. Anyway, so on with the show. I will link that up. You will not miss it if you want to watch that. It links it up to loads of other sort of government, documentaries concerning hallucinogens, etc. So, on with the show. God, she's out on the ice. So, excuse me. We'll need to find Pompeii. There it is. So, an old photograph book I dug up, late 1800s, 1880s of Pompeii, and it looks like, to my eyes, that shit haven't long gone down. And I didn't have a hat on then, I just noticed, but I will have in the near future. So, a few people have looked into this in the past. I have done myself. It's a giant city. They don't mention the other ones like Herculaneum and the other towns that all got wiped out. And apparently everyone's sitting there waiting for the pumice to all arrive. But they came at this period and dug all the mud out and silt and debris, and found a lot of antiquity, perfectly preserved. Look at the size of this place. That's the forum there. So it wasn't a major city, but it was big enough. God, imagine walking. They had all like different shops as well, apparently. You could just like in the modern day, you can go and buy all sorts of Roman crap you don't want to use, made by child slaves. Have you all been in the supermarkets? Does it not offend you when you go past all that waste packaging and shit for Christmas and all of that plastic crap made by child slaves, and you know it? And everyone's just like, oh, you ready for Christmas? Yeah, I need to buy some more, support like child slavery a little bit more and buy some more of this plastic crap. Am I wrong? So nobody around in the city. It haven't long been dug out, in my eyes. There's only one Victorian there. And there's the classical world to behold. But beautiful furniture and stuff. And look at all the antiquity they collected up. Where all this is in museums now. Temple of Mercury. So, same old culprits, even in Pompeii. Loads of statues, small statues and stuff just left over. It's crazy. I bet they had some amazing tech out there when they dug it up. Bas reliefs showing, I don't know, maybe some sort of weird sacrifice going down. Some bullage. But look, the main strata there, and it's just all shop fronts. It's like in the modern day. And it's supposed to be 2,000 years ago, 2,000 year old. They even had, look at these blocks to block the roads. They had pedestrianised roads, so the carts and what have you couldn't go down there like they got in the modern day. It's not long ago. All of this is just like not long ago. I just know in my primal being, this meltdown happened on the last reset not long ago. I'm telling you now. And a couple of generations have we been since the arrivals. And you know when you've seen them come? 1800s. Like all of our history just turns up the 1800s, guys. All of the world got invented. Every invention got invented. All of the technologies all got invented. We knew shit all before then. We were all stupid. The entire of us and our history, we were stupid. But then you see this. Advanced technology. Look at that melted. It's like something zapped it. The laser gun. Zzz. Crazy, isn't it? And look at these. I wonder what these are for. It's not hypercost floor. Ooh, can't imagine what they're for. But shop fronts again. Not dissimilar to the modern world. There's just one lad there. Again, with the melted red brick world. Perfectly preserved. And look at this one. Survived all of that hot ash and magma and pyroclastic flow that incinerated people at degree 2,000 degrees or what have you. Pyroclastic flow is supposed to be one of the hottest things ever, isn't it? And yeah, but the bas reliefs or the painting stays on the side of this building. Really? That seems to be selective. If it's incinerating and carbonizing people, Even in here, there's still artworks abound. Interior of the Begal. And you can see some of these antiquities. I'm not going to turn it around, it takes too much time, but it's the Phoenicians, same mermaids, same things going on in Pompeii. Fantastic decorations though. Let's spin that one a minute. I know it's a pain in the ass, it does it twice. That's the way stupid fucking Google does stuff. Epic shitness that Google actually really is, all of it anyway. Internet, fucking screens, fucking devices, dooms for us to give it all of it to a cloud, all stored for them in the future, all part of the agenda. Has been, they didn't need spies or anything for the government, they just fucking gave us the internet, we gave them everything they fucking wanted. Check that out for an artwork. You got some statues and some silhouettes in the back. I can't tell you exactly what's going on, but that survived the incineration as well. That's mad, whatever it is. Can you see that? Ghostly images in the back. Must be like a faded painting or something. Really weird. And there's the museum where they keep some of these deados that look like plaster of Paris. Loads of jarrage going on. So they're supposed to be just carbonized with the heat. And like I said about the masks, so these were Pompeii theatre masks of different personalities, different entities, and they would try and act that role and take the personality of it. So masks have been a big part of their agenda even since Pompeii, and there's one of their dead, who apparently laid down there and waited for pyroclastic flow instead of getting the fuck out of Dodge, which he should have done. I think, you know, the evidence of that alone, sitting there waiting and so many people doing it, I think sort of screams that there was something else happened. I'm not saying Vesuvius didn't go up, but I'm saying something else happened at the same time. Look at it. A major cataclysm. The end of the classical world is what I think. And I think that's the evidence for it. Pretty good, yeah. Some more there as well. They just never click through. I'm guessing that's a dog that is curled up and being carbonized with the heat. It is. Oh, that's really weird. Just the odd Victorian around. It's like it's a movie set, isn't it? It's exactly like that. Exactly like a movie set. Westworld that got destroyed. Westworld Roman one. Used to have a Roman Westworld as well, didn't you? In the film Westworld with Yul Brynner, there was a Roman one. They were just in the Wild West one. Yeah? That is mental. And they had beautiful water features, hypercausts, heated floor, architecture fit for giants, giant columns. The interiors in these places must have been just fantastic. Still paintings. It's crazy. This is adding much heat that incinerates and carbonizes people. Yeah, at least paint on walls. Doesn't sort of ring true to me. Don't know why. I just feel that the effects of extreme heat would bubble paint off. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? No expert. Look at this. What are they? They go deeper? Forno. Interesting. Some Roman technologies going on. I got a Roman villa near to me, and you can't see nothing when you're on the ground. But if you look around Google Earth, you can see like some circles, some lines going across. And I thought, well, that's not really the shape of a villa because they're sort of like oblong complexes. So I was wondering if I could go down there at night with a shovel and have a little look. You're not allowed, though, are you? I'm just saying, it'd be really interesting. Just, you know, for genuine historical interest as well. Like, you know, I don't see the harm. I put everything back. I wouldn't steal gold if I found it. That might have been a little while like. I don't do too many. Diomede. That's a funny name. Diomede. Casa de Diomede. Must have had a giant waterfall and a fountain in the middle. So some great complexes there, giant avenues. Again, another top hatter after a reset. It's always the same scene, isn't it? They come into the classical world, they're checking it out. Look at these grooves here, off of carts for years. Would they wear down stone in such a manner? Or is there another form of transport zipping around in the classical world, we think of? That's a nice bit of flooring. Hexagonal flooring there. That's really nice work as well. So, curious and curiouser. 1800s, there's nothing going on. Nobody around, except for a couple of people. And there's that amphitheatre. Still seems in pretty good nick. Covered in mud a bit and shit. Not much, though. Mud rather than ash, I'd say. And this was the... oh, excuse me. The thickness of it is sheer. So, again, street level up here, 30 foot. And then you got down here, the classical world, which is about right for the mud flood. And there's trees there, so this was excavated whenever before. How old are them trees? A year or two? That one? 10 maybe? Not long before, I would say. And that high. That high. Good evidence. There it is again. Mud there, 30 foot high. And it's mud, ash, and sedimentary deposit, as I said. It's the whole cataclysm. Wow. Check that out, square column. Know what that was for. Rucalania. Don't know. And there was their theatre that they found their masks in. So they had beautiful stage theatres, like the modern day. And what stage shows would they have, I wonder? Probably some weird warped thing. See? All mint, all kept. Phoenicians. Heat never bothered them. One fucking iota. It's the craziest thing. See? In the palace in Pompeii or there. Parcelle de Pompeii. Mint. Heat never got to him. So that's a selective pyroclastic flow then. Oh, look at these two. Oh, I was going to say Sphinx dragons things. Tortoise. Two Phoenician statues. And someone in a bunker, naked. A couple of dogs attacking this guy and he's whacking them off with a stick. So, what kind of narrative is that? Weird goings on. Black dog, carnivore, or canine, excuse me. And this is Alexandra, battle with Alexandra the Great. That is in there. That's interesting. Mosaic floor. Right, that's why that survived. So Alexandra the Great, who doesn't look very Phoenician in this. He looks more Muslim. It's got like a turban-y thing going on. That is interesting. And there they are. Look at that. Adonis Ferrito. So I'm guessing Adonis might be, yeah. It's got the Christmas fairy lights up. And he's like, do my nails. Oh, something. So Roman canoodling going on. You're always going to see this in Romanian pictures. But yeah, survived the pyroclastic flow. It's a weird thing. Again with the Phoenicians, check this out. Mercury turned up. Europa, I think. Wow. Weird. But as I said, survived the heat. Oh, let's spin this weird one round. This surely can't be Roman. They say it is. Excuse me, sorry about this process, but as I said, Google, I just totally fucking stupid. Right. So, yeah, indeed. It's not fresco of Pompeii. It's not fresco and it survived. Wow. Ooh, she's got a bit of a grumpy face, hasn't she? What's going on? She's got a stick. There's a kid fishing. They're fishing. They're fishing. All right. Well, there's nothing too sinister about that. Okay. Okay. And little Cherubanuskis. One in a cage. Keeping a Cherubanuski in a cage. Another one, she's grabbing hold of his wings. I said they was little buggers, didn't I? Watch him. Keep him away from me. He bites. Like the dolls of Barbarella with steel teeth. I'm not sure who she is. Let's have a look who it is. Not sure. She's got one of those mirrors because they do the vanity thing. This one's banging the trampoline. I mean tambourine. Trampoline. The one, whichever it is. Doesn't even matter. Hey, Mrs. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. That song's about drug dealer and drug addiction. Jingle jangle man, I go crawling. Jingle jangle, fucking clicking. Look at this. Pompeii. Might be true about the stork delivering babies in some respect. I don't know. More Cherepanouskis, catching fish. There's not much food around except for fish, I guess. And look at this, the ornamentation for Pompeii. God, they had some cool shit, I gotta be honest, in the classical world. Sorry about this. I said that. But what's all this? Scales. Are they scales? I've got 4 on there. Multiple scales then, is it? A candelabra. Or gondolabra. Candelabra. It's candelabra. So for candles. It's a candelabra. Fucking hell. They sure about that? It seems a bit ostentatious and overdone. Looks like Antiquitech. So, their cottages. He's got what? What's that over his head? Silence is golden. Silence is golden, golden. Oh, I gotta have a look at this. I'm very fucking sorry. I'm very fucking sorry. So please share this out. I'm not going to look at the screen. I'm going to come back in a minute. You're going to be doing a cat count. 350. Awesome, Dawson. Happy with that. There's the candelabra and John Travolta. No, it says Tavora. Vittoria. And she's got the Faceless Night in Pompeii. Yes, this shit didn't happen long ago, all right. No fucking way did it. And the chaise longues. Okay, see that Roman bird laying on there right now, picking the shit out of her fingernails. And, oh, what they got here? Roman bronze table. Nice table, better than tables now. And a cookery where they bring over the chicken tikka masala or whatever. They had hamburgers anyway, didn't they? Burger vans and stuff. Ice cream vans they had as well. Look at that for the table. That is bronze and from Pompeii 2,000 years ago, apparently. Bullshit on toast. Look at this. Venetians. Again. So, yeah, that's fantastic to think that that is so well preserved in the 1800s. The evidence is really interesting. So, yeah, I was going to share that with you, but we'll move on from that. Now, Lee, who is Flat Earth British subscriber, has a new channel, okay? Sub 2. Okay, and he's putting all of these hundreds of images up. He's done a Vanna vlog a couple of days ago. So he's only got 700 subscribers and his channel's not back to February. So I'm guessing there's 300 you now. If you all sub, get him at 1,000 or something. Because you don't like his job and stuff. He's got a new one coming and stuff. So this is us. If you don't know, Martin Leaker channel. And you just, because some people on this channel doesn't even know that we got other shit going down. So I was going to go live on the other channel of Celtic Tatarian channel. So make sure to subscribe to that. Go live on there every week as well. I'll be going live on this one every week as well. And that's my spares. Matt League channel. This is where we are. And we had a nice little flat day, which was jolly good fun, I must say. Jolly good fun. Now, predictive programming in the past. It's like I don't think I'm getting any more trouble after showing that Resurgicide film. I was in 2 minds. That's why I came on this channel. But this is a video that came out in the 1980s, and it is a government preparing for a pandemic movie. And I'm going to basically show you this now because this thing is important in a way. And I'm going to mute my microphone. That's okay. And we're going to watch this for a second. Okay, guys? You ready? Now, all of this is 30 odd years ago. Okay? Let's see how accurate they are. Yes, I never added sound. I'll do that now. You're not counting happy hats, are you? Are you? Okay, right. Now, I said I wouldn't do doubles on the happy hats, so hang on. Right, you counting happy hats. Okay, there's my next one. Okay, now at the end of the show, I want to see in the chat if you've been counting happy hats and you get them correct. Okay, I'm going to share screen, this time with volume. Okay, this is sort of them telling you what's going to happen 30 years ago. Let's see how close they get it and where it's going and what we think. Okay, this time I'll share volume. Sorry about that. Hang on.
It is caused by a virus that attacks the nose, throat, and lungs. Seasonal flu can be prevented by immunization. Seasonal flu is not the stomach flu, and it is different than a cold, which generally stays up in the head. Flu symptoms come quickly. Symptoms may include sore throat, headache, high fever, extreme tiredness, dry cough, runny or stuffy nose, and body aches. These symptoms can be severe. They may require you to stay in bed for several days. A flu pandemic is a worldwide outbreak of flu that occurs when a new type of flu virus appears that people have not been exposed to before. Pandemic flu can cause serious illness because humans have never fought the new virus. Pandemics are different from seasonal flu outbreaks. Seasonal flu is caused by influenza virus types to which people have already been exposed. Seasonal influenza vaccines, given as a shot or a nasal spray, are available every year to help prevent widespread illness. No vaccine for pandemic flu is currently available. A pandemic will last much longer than most flu outbreaks and may include waves of repeated outbreaks that last 6 to 8 weeks, separated by months. The number of healthcare workers and emergency personnel who are able to work may be reduced. Public health officials will not know how severe the pandemic will be until it begins. Pandemic flu will interrupt services we regularly use. Restaurants, banks, hospitals, stores, transportation services, government offices, and other agencies will have reduced ability to provide services, and some may close. Public gathering places, such as theaters, churches, and schools, may be closed by the health department to prevent the spread of disease. Protecting yourself and your family from pandemic flu is similar to seasonal flu. Wash your hands often with soap and water or with an alcohol-based, waterless hand sanitizer. Stay home from school or work if you or someone in your household has a fever. Avoid exposure to others who are sick with a flu-like illness. Cover your nose and mouth with a tissue whenever you cough or sneeze, and then throw the tissue away and wash your hands right away. If you don't have a tissue, cough or sneeze into your sleeve and wash your hands right away. If you have an infant, keep him or her away from large crowds when influenza is in your community. Keep the baby from close contact with family members who have flu-like symptoms. Do not share anything that goes into the mouth, such as drinking cups or straws. Clean commonly touched surfaces, such as doorknobs, refrigerator handles, phones, and water faucets, often if someone in the house has flu symptoms. Do not smoke around children. Keep informed by tuning in to public health emergency updates on TV and radio. Follow the instructions of local authorities. When we understand what an influenza pandemic is and how it might affect us, we can make informed decisions on how to prepare ourselves and our families. You may find more information on seasonal and pandemic influenza on the Kent County Health Department website.
Fucking, what a fucking liberty. Anyway, so yeah, they knew about all that in the 80s, what they was going to roll out, and they're all like bullshit. Yeah, terrain theory. Now I'm going to answer. Are you counting hats? I hope so, because I'm going to be asking questions later. Like, how many hats did I wear? Okay. Awesome. Right, hi, Kat. Right, any questions? Let's have a little Martin audience participation. This is why the FEB, Flat Earth British think tank, is so valuable, because it gives me more time to interact. Joshua Farmer, a compassionist, and love this channel. All my channels, they're all wicked. Our channels, this is our Flat Earth British think tank thing. Hippie artist of El Elyon. If you used your hand, burn your whole body. Don't touch your face. Capulocious. They must be cringing at all of us. They must be like cringing. But it's like Agent Smiths. The enemy is literally everywhere. I can't even stand it out there at the moment. It's like can't handle it. The city sucks. Hi, Capulocious. And Road Atlas, strengthen your natural immunity. Oh, yeah, eat well. Eat what your body tells you what you need anyway. I eat well. Joe Shields from Boston. If you vomit, tighten your mask and swallow it. Oh, I think they should have a war anyway. I'll go officer. I can guarantee maximum casualties, both sides. Everybody would die. It'd be brilliant. Now, is that a globe on there? Better fucking not be. It is. Well, you're supposed to be hat counting. I'm doing a big count later. Bandana, are you lovely? It is emotional content. It's hidden inside. Son of Overlook. Matt, can't you pitch noise when you come back? I don't know what's going on with my volume today. Fucking weird. Esley, PFAS, also known as C8. Don't know what any of that may be interesting. Oh, Mac, Trom, puts plastic pad tightly around your head. Breathe normally. Hire a lovely Russian person. Don't know who you are. Andrea and Gareth. So I've shared my thoughts for the day about possible version of consciousness that nobody else really thinks, except for Flat Earth British think tankness. Hey, that's me. I'm everywhere. Dragon Sageage. No, we are all the enemy. No, don't worry about it. Fuck it. Don't worry. It's our destiny. It's our destiny to be different. Okay, you never one of them anyway. So just go with it. Experimental, elemental. What are you going to do? Everyone could just die anyway. May as well be fantastic on the way out. Bandana Shaman. Don't you ever think like that? It's like, you know, this shit could just billions just get killed. They've done it before. They killed trillions before. So that's definitely could be on the cards. I'm just saying you should live life like
you know, like you were in a war, which you are, a war against humanity, with double fuck plus. Okay? Scarab City. But for the same token, I feel that something fantastic is going to come of it all. Humanity, I've lost faith in them because they've like all done the man's beckoning when they knew the governments were gangsters and corrupt and mugging us off forever, and they just went with them over their brothers and sisters. It just bugs me. So, but they all got the telly. They all watch telly. That's what they got in common. There should be some sort of mind control going on there to make them so susceptible. It's just like I was saying to me, my son were walking home the other day, and all the kids were walking fucking towards us coming back from the school, and they all look destroyed, man. They all like, you know, like Kevin off of Kevin and Perry just walks like, all right then, if I gotta walk, dragging their feet, no spirit, just fucking proper, you know, jabbed up and autistic, all of them. It's fucking terrible. Misty world. I mean, my generation was the last generation of fucking not give a fuck toughness. And these millennials are Jesus. Fucking hell. They think the whole world owes them a problem, owes them a favour. I don't know where the fuck that come from. I never used to have to think like that. I knew from the early age I had to fight for my own survival. That comes as standard in this place when you come out into the world naked and fucking screaming. Yeah? And then you're stuck with your fucking family then, like everything's okay. Yeah? Your family, they're awesome. Kind of dummy. Good to see you. Sonia, my sweetness. Hand sanitizers. Yeah, they listen, it's antibacterials don't even work for what it's supposed to be fucking virus anyway, you know. And if you smell a fart through a mask, then I'm sure you know, a fart gas molecule is damn sight bigger than any supposed, you know, bacterial molecule. Not particle or whatever. They're fucking tiny, aren't they? Yeah. Fuck ton smaller. So if you smell a fart, they're useless. Obviously. Anyway, Matt Moore. So yeah, I want to get a Flat Earth British convention on the go sooner rather than later because I don't want the buzz dropping through more of their strangeness, and plus they don't really like me doing things like that. Make sure get that for Christmas, okay? If you do all of that weirdness and that, because I heard Lee the other day, he done a little van blog talking about his Christmas presents and all. It's like, I'm not being funny. To me, it all sounds like alien stuff now. It's like I'm just such a different world that where I can see what that is. The tree business, the presents. As soon as you put them presents under the tree, that's a fucking deal done with. You don't want to know. So if you don't want to be doing that, you know, realizing it is. I think it makes the times you've all done it in the past go away. If that makes any sense. Ionas, good to see you, my friend. Jennykins, I hope you're okay. I hope your wrist is okay and stuff, and you're not in any pain or anything. So, 20 more minutes. Anyone wants to ask any questions, give a few of you shouts. You're welcome to. Or anything. Stan Waxberg. Well done, you, my friend. Don't let them bully you. You don't want to go and see U2 anyway. They're fucking shit or whatever bands. Then you got to have a passport to see. They're all them. Yeah. Valley Blue. Randy Weathers. I do love live music, but I'm not, you know, I'm quite happy to just give it up and just sort my own fucking live music if need be. Get a band. You know what I mean? Or bands, some festival going. That I can do. Sergey Litka, FEB, who's Steve. It's like he's trying to tell me something. Kiss. Oh, I'm not trying to tell you anything, Steve. That's all in your brain, my friend. Definitely all in your brain. Love is a many splendid thing. Germ Theory is the biggest song ever. Well, he decanted, Louis Pasteur decanted Germ Theory on his deathbed and said, no, it's terrain theory. Duh. Obviously, because it makes 100 million times more sense going on. All the times I got infected with my sister, we got chicken pox. No, we were separately when we both got chicken pox exactly the same week. Psychically, I was living in London, and I come back to Cardiff, and she had it. It was like, what? Mumps together, flus together, measles together twice. I had measles and German measles.
Mumps were fucking horrible. I didn't like that. I had shingles as well. That was bad. I was right around my middle, and I was in my 30s then, but I was really stressed. I had the worst jobs going. I was in cold winters on a site and shit like that. And they said it was dangerous. They said if that meets in the middle, you could die. I was like, fucking hell. They said it was a form of chickenpox. Shingles I had. Gangrene twice. They were going to remove my leg from the groin down, but my mother like sort of threatened their lives and stuff because she was a psycho, and they didn't do it, but they wanted to. They wanted to remove my leg twice because I got gangrene in my toe as well. They wanted to chop my foot off or my toe off. She said no. So they kept wanting to chop bits off. My mother wouldn't have any of it, thankfully, because I'd be like, Hank, is he? Put it away, Hank. I'm sorry about that, ladies. So wrong on so many levels. Ken 44? Not really. Who even cares anymore anyway? CJ? Oh, bandana. Audio. Yeah, don't worry about that. It all went to shit. Don't worry. And the beginning bit went to shit anyway. Manny rung me and everything, and it all went to poo. But it doesn't matter. Mumps definitely was the worst. Didn't it suck, trees? Yeah, it was all like down there and that. Oh, it was horrible, sweaty and everything. You are the toughest bee out there. You had it all. Your mum was the best. Yeah, I think about her not every day, obviously. She was funny as fuck, my mother. She gave him hell to the end. She was a flat earther. She loved to spliff. She was clever. She was smart. She was all about, and she was super beautiful woman. She was super beautiful, my mother. She never like had a bloke in the house and all that because she basically didn't like him around the house. But she did have boyfriends, I should say, but she was super beautiful, so she had a lot of attention. Our crazy journey, shit like a movie star. Eric, PJ, Devlin, Liddy. Yeah, my mum was awesome. To our mothers, yes, nothing replaces a mother's love. There's no doubt about that. And it's a shame. It's a real shame we have to go through that motherfucking shit in this place anyway, but it's all part in it. It's all part and parcel. Eric, love you too. Thank you so much. Anyway, I gotta go. My back's in half and I need a cuppa. So thank you so much. The Flat Earth British channel, Think Tank Chank channel is back, thankfully. After months of bullshit bannedness, I might have got it banned just now by showing a Periscope film, but it was for educational purposes, YouTube. Did you count hats? Right, let's have a final tally up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hats. Did you count 12 hats? I counted 12 hats. 12 hats says 19, no, 33. 12 hats, 3 fingers won. Do you know what you won? You won fuck all. I've got nothing to give you. Haley. I never had a mother's love, but I have it now for my girl. That's all right. I never had an old man home. My old man was a twat anyway. He was captain, ship's captain, so he was like, I guess, a narcissist by nature. And he wasn't even that keen on me. I was not keen on him. It doesn't even matter. But I didn't miss it at all. But growing up with 2 narcissistic women shows you a thing or two about life. I gave you that. I tell you that. Mum hugs. Regina, thank you, lovely. She'd have liked you. She liked all of you. She did. She was in on my vlogs in the early days. She knew a lot of the flat earthers. They all used to talk to her and stuff. Or flat earth. Because she was flat. Which is good. At least she left this realm knowing the truth about this place, which is a great thing. Or partly. Martin, rewind crass plane. Rewind crass plane. Don't know what that means. Lizzie, my sweetness. Brian's not working now. Joe Shields from Boston. I showed Jossie. Our crazy journey. Anyway, Chris Duggan. Still trimming. Good to use. Hard work, innit? And, couple of shifts. And Liddy's in the house. Survived 4 times in hospital. I've had so many attempts on my life. You wouldn't believe. I've had swords in my throat. I've been people trying to run me over. I've had to jump walls not to be killed. I've had so many people try to kill me in the past, guys. You wouldn't believe it. I know.
So, son of a look. Switzerland had suicide pill. Yeah, there's a little machine. It came up today on Facebook. Got released this week, and you can buy them legally. So if you're not really into it, you know, fuck off. Switzerland, I like that. They invented Toblerone, triangular chocolate. Come on, guys. I bet there's been loads of unfortunate triangular chocolate accidents. Yeah, painful. Triangular chocolate. Decaf. No, 19. Fally Blue. I said it right, Fally Blue. I never said Fally Blue. And Sherry Ives. Sherry, my Sherry. Can you get pregnant physically? Well, you can't get pregnant off sitting off of a toilet seat. I don't think that's really true either. I reckon you can. I know I had a relative that got like a phantom pregnancy and went like 8 months, got a big bump, and then had a big fat, and it was over with. I ain't even joking. So that was like a mental thing, you know, as in fucking nutter, thinking that she just wanted a baby so bad that she had a phantom pregnancy. And apparently they're more common than you would imagine, phantom pregnancies. People convincing themselves they're pregnant and they're not. I bet that's common with dudes. Pox party. Yeah, pox party. Take them all on where everyone got chicken pox. Yeah, get them all infected. That's the way. You gotta share this towel. Arwin? 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 The dinner's on the table. Stan. Arwin sounds so Welsh, but he's not. Leslie. Morgan. That's Welsh. The more and the merrier. The more and the merrier, indeed. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to work on some sort of convention soon as like ASAP because Toblerone, the word Tob, because things are pretty poo out there, is actually to blur one. To blur one. I wonder if there's another anagram of that. But it says to blur one. It clouds your mind and your judgment. Yeah, it's triangular chocolate with a hazelnut nougaty bit. It's made and honey. It's made by triangular chocolate. It's made by triangular bees from triangular trees. Crystal Collins, Tata McTwisted. Trimmings are painful, but what a result. Ka-ching, eh? Buddage. So yeah, PayPal me if you want. That would make me happy. Christmas is upon us. Although I don't celebrate Christmas, I fully intend on doing loads of content for the Flat Earth British community and keep them away from television as the channels. All of it. Stay here. Watch Flat Earth British. It's a Tarian channel. There's over 1,000 videos on there. That'll keep you fucking busy. Watch The Greatest Secret Never Told. That was one of my greatest moments on YouTube, or in my life, probably, in informational wise. Martin has been on fire tonight. Pissed myself loads. Hilarious. What, literally? Oh, never mind. It's because you're getting old. Yeah, piss pants. Ouch, my eye. Don't poke yourself in the eye. I does things like that. I've been on fire a few times as well. I was on fire at sea, but my cousin did set me alight. I had all like things coming off my jeans, like tassels, you know, because I was ripping my jeans. She thought it'd be cool, like to stick a lighter on it, but I was covered in oil because I was in the engine room, and I went up. I went up in flames. But I did escape when I blew that tent up in Glastonbury that time. And there was a big blue fireball. I never got burnt at all, but and this girl from Penarth, Helen Hula, and her hair was on fire and everything. And loads of people got sringed and burnt, but I was fantastic. But there was a big, massive, in this massive army tent in Glastonbury, all this happened. There was, this is why you should never take acid. There was a big reel-to-reel playing, like really, really loud reggae out of 2 4x12s, 2 4x12s, 8 of them. All right, 8 4x12s and a reel-to-reel. Marshall lamp to power it. Loudest reggae ever. You could hear it all over. And I ran in with this like big aluminium bucket of water, and I chucked it on the system because I thought that it might be on fire. Obviously, it wasn't. And the reggae went do 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 do. Stopped. Like shit. Like I've blown up the system. I've blown up the tent, and I flooded their fucking tent. I wonder if they're going to be happy with me. So they were all sat outside around the fire in Glastonbury, all looking pretty glum and stuff. I was like, well,
sorry about all that. Sorry about all that. I thought they might want to kill me before I think I'm going to start running and all that. But they've actually thanked me in the end because they said the shock of it all brought them through on the greatest trip any of them had ever had because of the shock of, you know, Martin and stuff, because stuff happens. Little Glastonbury tale. There are many more. Local Martin floods. There was a flood outside last night, and I said it was a massive, massive storm. It was incredible. It was really cool. I love a good thunderstorm. I was born in a thunderstorm. Stormbringer coming. He's got nothing to lose. He's going to... Oh, can't remember the lyrics. Never do LS Stephen Martin check. Fucking brilliant, you lot. You don't have to crack me up. So funny. I love you too, Cheryl. Lovely lady. My favorite witch doctor of all time. My only... No, I got another witch doctor. Brian Chester. And Spiritual Mama. And Hippie Shake. Okay, I'm going to go now. If you want to say ta-ra to me, I'm going to be back. Something to talk about on Saturday as well. I need to get all that shit together. I'm on a show at 9 o'clock in the morning, which is in about 9 hours' time, I think. I don't know when that's coming out, but that's going to happen because I'm on a roll now anyway. I got in Glastonbury for 10 at Mickey Wallbanger. Never paid, mate. Never paid. First time I went there, it was like 16 quid a ticket. It was that cheap. And you could just jump the fence in them days. I went in for a few times in the boot of a car, right? And I went in once in the boot of a car, right? And it was the funniest thing ever. They basically I got out as soon as I got through the gate. I thought, I'm not hanging around in here. I'm going to go walking. But the people who were driving the car, they're tapping like that, and there's no answer. And they thought I was dead in the boot. They thought I was gassed with the petrol. I was dead in the boot. They was going, he's fucking dead. He's dead in the boot. Can't get it up, but he's fucking dead. I was gone. I was empty. But yeah, I've never ever paid for Glastonbury. And that time I did it with driving in was somebody was working on a market, and that was when the big fence was up. So even then, fuck that shit. Paying fucking Michael Eavis, you got no fucking money. Should be giving me money to come in. Yeah, for my presence is what should be fucking happening. Yeah, I makes that fucking Glastonbury. It looks like the fucking like the authentic Glastonbury ting. What they want. Vintage Butter, good to see you, Liddy. There's not many of us old hippie types around, you know. Well, I'm not really an hippie type. No. Karen Frog. Curious Squirrel. My initials are LST Squid. Squiz 2. Funny. I haven't got a middle name. I should make one up. Right, groovy middle name. That'll be a good groovy middle name for me. See, so instantly my mind goes to something with funk in the word. Funk can turn to funk. I said to somebody once, I said, I'm getting my funk on. They thought I was getting my fuck on. It's like funk and funk do sound the same. Gareth Anderson, Wayne Wilson, Tata, Jacob Law, Utah listening. Good to see you, Utah. So far away, yet so close. Lizzie. My light is broken down. I've got to get a wick. I'm waiting. Boom tarara, whiskey in Dakara. Boom tarara. Doppelganger. Don't like doppelgangers. They're something you don't want to experience. A W. You imagine two Martins. How fuck this place would be. Anyway, I gotta go and getting tired. Thanks for popping back and welcoming me in the Flat Earth British Think Tank channel back on its legs. I'll do much more content on you guys, little videos, any content, because I have actually missed this channel. This was handy for think tanking and anything really. So keep an eye on. Thank you, Lindsay. Keep an eye on Martin Leaker channel for the weekend, okay, guys? And any other stuff, I will keep an eye on my community page. Also, get on my Instagram, Flat Earth British Instagram. I go live on there all the time. Did earlier. Okay, need some juicage. So it's a nice, friendly little crowd. Enjoyed that.
That's exactly what I wanted. Mission accomplished. I don't like that saying. I should invent another one. We got there. Double flat thumbs. Bad start, a few problems, doesn't matter. Thanks, Sagage. Culture is a cult. Well, it's got in the word. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Lovely Haley. And you grow a culture. You culture stuff, don't you? Feed and watch it grow. You culture crop, yeah. So don't attach any culture like and share anyone. Well, schools. Schools are like schools of fish, aren't they? Schools of fish. Everything has got the watery thing. Yes, we are all cultured into cults. Well, I was in a cult. I was in a cult for... Oh, it was a fucking terrible cult. The Globe cult. I was in it for a long time. Up until my late 40s. I was thinking, like, space was real enough. Don't even admit that live, man. You know, it's such a shameful thing. Well, I suppose we were all there once. You weren't born a flat earther, were you? But yeah, you were. Missy, Brian, hiya, Cat. It's like hanging round in my house, isn't it? Hanging round with me. Have a sound. Have a sauna. Oh, yeah, I would have a sauna, but I'd have to be, you know, like I said on one of my last vlogs, like I don't want to be like having a sauna with big fat Sven or anything. Swedish birds or Estonian. I'm Estonian. They're big on saunas. That would be fine. That would be fine. Take all your clothes off. What? Any excuse? He wasn't born with clothes on, you know. Just saying. Cheryl Bailey. Hopefully you can show up for Flat a Day. Oh, I should do Cheryl. I've got half of my vlog written. And I got just a collection and stuff, and I have got loads of millions. I could just wing it and have a fantastic vlog anyway. But I like to bring fresh, new stuff to Melch Brian's. Is what I like to do. Okay. What happened here will change the outcome of history forever and ever. Microdosing and drinking carrot juice did Steve Jobs in. Microdosing. Did Steve Jobs in? Is he dead? Funkadelic are wicked. I was thinking that. Martin Funkadelic Leaker. It's got a sort of ring to it. Have a Billy. Right, I gotta go, guys. 3 hours, yeah. Did get in for nothing. Martin still had 10 quid. Yeah, sometimes you can pay the security to, like, you know, show you in and that. Because there used to be all the Cardiff boys that done security. I knew a load of them. And it was all fucking dodgy, so just get in. Jellyfish, prefer an ass with a kraken. Stephen, what is wrong with you? Don't even answer. Don't even care. It's just you. I wouldn't expect anything else. Anyway. Awesome, Robin in my garden. I'm feeding. Call him Matt. Oh, that's lucky. That's nice. Christmas Robin, you've seen there. Why am I doing that? Why do I even... That's programming. I even know what it is, and I'm still doing it. Oh, fuck a duck. No, don't. That's wrong too. Oh, anyway, Tartan McTwisted is a good name. Tartan McTwisted. I'm beginning to think Martin was Mr. Bean in a past life. No, I wasn't Mr. Bean. I got no tributations to Mr. Bean whatsoever. Frank Spencer and some others do have them. Yeah, some of me. Yeah, I'm like super cool, or I can be a little bit clumsy at times, like break the world, cause wars, pandemics, that sort of stuff, you know. It's a natural gift I have that almost nobody can share. My phone's going bing, bing. Anyway, I'm going to go, as my back is aching and I need a drink. So thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Oliver Billy. Thank you, all my lovely Flat Earth British peeps. Make sure, ow, bit of tongue. Shagging, what's that? Shagging would be a great middle name. Martin, Shaggy. Oh, Shaggy. Shaggy. I think they got one of them. I used to giggle when it was on Scooby-Doo. But they killed Scooby-Doo, bring on Scrappy fucking Doo. The fuck, Scrappy-Doo. Uncle Scooby, fuck off. What? You wrecked it. It was brilliant. And Daphne was definitely lesbian. I'm just saying, probably. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's... Yeah, it is true. Every globe has its needle. Bang. I've got one here. Shall we kill it? I've got my Hitler globe. Zikal, Zikal. Me and Adolf, we hang out together. Yes, we have fun time together, me and Adolf. Look at my hair, it's just like Adolf's. Yes, the best days on his birthdays. We celebrated in April. We waltz, we sing. Zikal, Zikal. You started that, PJ. That is your fault. Okay, you made me bring Hitler globe out. Classic. Why haven't you got a Hitler globe, Steve? Oh, I thought everyone had one. Oh, don't worry about it. Must be just me then. I don't know. I don't know. Oh well. Anything to offend doesn't matter, does it? We're all double fact anyway, so it doesn't matter. He's got Brazil in his nose. Yeah, funny because he was in The Boys from Brazil, isn't it? John Lenz, good to see you. Hi, Dad. Well, you're not mine, are you? Thanks for the inspiration for starting my Tartary map channel. Just broke 1,000 subs. Oh, is that sub? John Lenz, Tartary channel. I had no idea, mate. That's really splendid. 1,000 subs. Sub to John Lenz. Just put him into YouTube thing and have a look. I'll have a look after this. See what you're up to then. Oh, yeah, I know. Well, you're going to find like most Tarian channels out there. I was the inspiration for Douchag, Martin Douchag. Yeah, Bomber Books. Bomber Books. Send me money. You are just the best. See, Ailey loves me. Yeah, she appreciates me. Loves it. I don't think I'm allowed to love lots of women. I don't think it's allowed anyway. Just saying, I don't. Just a few. No, I'm not saying. Artist of Elon is that your blow up Adolf? Yeah, man. Me and Adolf, we're really close. Love old Adolfsky. Yeah. I'm only I like his wife. Eva. I know. See you on Saturday. I know. Eva Braun, eh? She smashed it. Martin Levelika. I like that. Martin Levelika. Anyway, have you had a good evening anyway? I've enjoyed myself, so I hope you have. Oh, so happy right now. Anyway, I'll see you all later. I gotta go. Flat days upon us. It's Thursday tomorrow. I got a visitor tomorrow, and I got a live show, and I got other stuff happening. So I gotta go. Double flat thumbs plus to infinity thrice. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't take offense. Take a gate. Is my offense. Is what I would say. Okay. Be alert. Okay, because the country needs alerts. Okay. Okay. Yes, be alert. Rubicon shields. Jolly. Okay, I gotta go. Hitler globe. I thought everyone had one. Make sure you get a Hitler globe. Okay. Shared everywhere in the world, says Sergei Litka. Remember cats in the house? I'm Glenn. I forgot you. There you are. I'm late. Oh, that's why. We'll rewind. Howdy. Yeah, don't take the notice of the beginning fucked up bit. Something wrong with my audio, but I sorted it all out. Yeah, we need more alerts. See, Arwin knows. Much more alerts. We need to be alert. Okay. Anyway, we're on it. I watches everything like a shithouse rat, me. It's almost a fucking trick. Anyway. See you soon.